What's up, guys? Welcome to Superwise Live number 9. I'm John, and I'm so happy to be joined by our special guest, Jake from Movie Talk with Jake and Chris. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk about this movie, and I'm so glad it's finally here. We've been waiting for so long.
It's finally here. When was this movie originally supposed to come out? 2020?
I think May of 2020 or something like that.
It's been so long. I don't even remember the OG release date.
Yeah, it's
But yes,
crazy.
it is finally coming, July 9th, coming next week, believe it or not. Crazy. And we have our first official reviews for this film. The review embargo has lifted. There were some early social media reactions, but now, we got Rotten Tomatoes, we got, official reviews that we're going to, Jake and I, we're going to look at, we're going to react to, and we're just going to talk about Black Widow overall. Am I excited for it? Am I going to see it? It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun stream. Hey, Tony Robinson, what's going on, man? We're looking at Black Widow today. Yeah, first off, we were talking about this off screen. Look at that poster. That poster is amazing.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
It is awesome. So I guess to get started with everything, there's an IGN review out. And I don't know, specifically their reviews, I found just, of course, all film is subjective. I guess let's get that out of the way. Just because they say something doesn't mean we're going to agree when we see the movie, or, if we like something that they don't. But it's going to be interesting to see what they have to say, so that when we go into this movie, we'll understand some of what they're talking about and form our own opinions on it. So I guess, yeah, I've always liked IGN reviews. They're very, formal, and just, they have a nice structure to them, and they explain, different aspects of the film. So I guess we're going to react to that. We're going to start off with that. I finally got the audio working. We've tested it. It works. For those of you who don't know, I tried to play the Shang-Chi trailer audio in my last stream. It didn't work. Little did I know there was like a little button that said, play audio. So yeah, it was just one little button, but I've got it. We're good to go, and hopefully this works. Before we get started, Jake, when we were off screen, could you hear me over the trailer? Was I clear?
Yeah, it sounded good to me. I don't know how it'll sound to the people on YouTube, but it sounded perfect to me.
All right, so I guess people in the live chat.
Yeah, one thing is that I've found whenever I try to share audio, I always turn my mic up all the way just to make sure that they can hear me over the whatever I'm playing, just to make sure. So that might be something to test out, see if that helps or anything.
All right, great. Yeah. All right. So I think we're good to go. We're going to watch this review, and we'll, you could, I guess talk over it, say, oh, that's interesting. Oh, this, that, and the other, and we'll talk about it after. So let's just go ahead and let me cue this up. Share audio. Make sure I click that. All right, and I think we're good to go. People in the live chat, if you can help me out and tell me if you can hear us clearly over the footage. Do we need to lower the IGN review a little bit? Just let us know. All right, I think here we go. Hey, Hot Takes Tuesdays. What's up, Nerd Man? Thanks for showing up.
Though heavy-handed espionage take on Marvel's standard fare that adds tragic depth to Natasha Romanoff's superhero story. A trained Russian assassin decked out in black tactical wear and an ever-changing range of hairstyles, Natasha Romanoff easily shrugged out of one identity and into her next, wrangling with a guilty conscience over her past lives. With Black Widow, Marvel is finally digging into that mysterious past, giving the original Avengers team's only woman far overdue time in the limelight.
Alright.
I said heavy-handed, so I wonder what that means.
Yeah.
The film is, in a word, ambitious. It's a superhero flick, but also an espionage action thriller, a dysfunctional family drama, a send-off, and overwhelmingly a film about recovering from abuse. Much of it doesn't feel like a Marvel film at all. thanks to the darker tone used to tell the story of a Russian program that kidnaps young girls and trains them to become assassins. The film centers on affirming why Nat continues on the path of heroism beyond just escaping the confines of her past life. Though it resolves on a hopeful note, it leaves an aftertaste of intense tragedy for one of Marvel's original Avengers. It feels natural for Black Widow to be styled like a James Bond espionage thriller, complete with a broody
I like
title
that, James
sequence.
Bond.
The film
Interesting.
splits
Yeah.
between international locales, motorcycle chases, rescue missions, and fight scenes in close quarters that have a real sense of urgency and mortality. It's a nice dial back from Marvel films whose heroes can feel immortal, threatened only by a villain like Thanos and the power of the Infinity Stones. Natasha isn't superhuman, but rather the most optimized version of a human, and when she takes a punch, it looks like it hurts like hell.
Yeah,
When she
that's
fights
good.
there's a
That is
sense
good.
of real danger. The fabric of the universe doesn't bend, and time doesn't shift, but the film is plied with pseudo-scientific, futuristic technology befitting a spy-tinged Marvel world.
All right.
Black Widow is strongest when its leads Natasha and little sister Yelena Belova are fighting, whether against one another or working together. Florence Pugh does excellent work as fellow Black Widow Yelena. Her deadpan is pitch perfect, coaxing humor out of a traditionally stoic Scarlett Johansson.
Anytime now. Okay, you got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
Where Natasha has coped by turning cold, Yelena has coped with humor. It's also thrilling to see a classic genre populated by more women fighters, a rare treat to see Pugh haphazardly operating a helicopter as Johansson parkours her way on foot, and Rachel Weisz rounds out the trio as the brains of the operation. For all of its inventive action pyrotechnics, Black Widow does eventually land in territory that feels more in line with the MCU. It chugs through scenes that affirm Marvel's traditional sense of found family. The idea that family is whoever you decide to fight for, and a hero is someone willing to defend even those outside of it. Natasha's found family of Avengers is contrasted with her dysfunctional planted childhood family of Russian spies. David Harbour and Rachel Weisz's performances as reluctant parents ground the drama in surprisingly relatable emotions. But Taskmaster fights for relevance, as the film dwells on family baggage, slowing down as it climbs up to its final confrontation between Natasha and her target, the man behind the Black Widow program. Black Widow also repeats some of Marvel's tiresome trends with women superheroes of their heavy-handed, cheesy empowerment messages. Consider Captain Marvel's montages of falling and getting back up again, and the cringy final comeuppance with her mentor Yon-Rogg. The MCU's women tend to have traumatic stories explicitly tied to powerful, abusive men, such as Nebula and Gamora, and Natasha is no different. Her film centers on surviving trauma and confronting her abuser, a man who is not quite as over-the-top evil as Thanos, but still refers to young girls as the world's most overabundant resource. In this context, deriving strength from enduring suffering feels as slimy as it does tragic, a nail in the coffin to Marvel's handling of women superheroes. While Black Widow eulogizes Natasha Romanoff as a formidable, tough-as-hell hero with the clearest heart, it also intensifies Endgame's poor handling of her send-off, and the unbalanced level of respect given to her male peers. Natasha endured years of abuse and risked life and limb after escaping before sacrificing herself for a friend. She still deserves a real memorial.
That's interesting.
Marvel's long-awaited Black Widow solo film shakes up the classic superhero movie form. Styled like an espionage thriller, the film digs into Natasha Romanoff's mysterious past as a trained assassin, opening up about her family and introducing an inventive villain in Taskmaster. But while the film is plied with eye-catching action sequences, it struggles to strike a balance between action and family drama, and reinforces some of Marvel's tired tropes of women superheroes. It ultimately captures Natasha as a formidable fighter with unshakable morals, making her inadequate Endgame send-off all the more bittersweet.
Good. Okay, that was a good review. We're gonna talk about it. First, let me. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. You're right about. I like the IGN reviews. They're very structured and very well done. I feel like that was pretty
very
impressive.
Professional.
Mm-hmm.
Let me answer this question. Hot Takes Tuesdays says, no problem. Do you think it will be better than Wonder Woman? Man, you and Wonder Woman. He's a huge Wonder Woman fan. Well, first I gotta see the film. And
Yeah.
then just for you, Nerd Man, I'll throw it in. Do I think it's better than Wonder Woman? Because Wonder Woman was damn good, damn good. And Black Widow, I don't, I'll say this. I was never excited for Black Widow, but as we, come closer to July 9th, I'm thinking about seeing it. I'm thinking about seeing it opening weekend. It's just with these Marvel movies, they're very fun. You'll have a good time. I love going to the theaters, and hey, maybe we might get that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer in front of Black Widow.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Imagine seeing Toby on the freaking big screen, man. That'd be crazy. Okay, Widow. You wanna join Ashley? I'll send you the link here. Widow obviously is a huge Black Widow fan. She's super hyped for this movie. She'll provide her own commentary because I told her I'm probably gonna skip Black Widow, and she was like, "What? Come on, man." But let's see if she comes in.
Ashley's her name?
Yes, Ashley the Widow. She has a great channel.
I'll check it out.
Lots of Black Widow coverage and Loki coverage. I hope Black Widow sets up the Thunderbolts in some kind of way. I think in the post-credit scenes, this is my my theory of the end credit scene. What's her name? Val from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
She was supposed to appear in Black Widow. I'm not sure if she is gonna. I remember hearing something about how the original runtime of this movie was like 2 hours and 12 minutes, and then it jumped to 13 minutes, like maybe a post-credit scene was added or something like that. I think maybe Taskmaster, if he or she doesn't die, she might be enlisted, or he or she might be enlisted in the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's just a concept of a movie I'd love to see. I mean, John Walker, Abomination, Taskmaster, Zemo. I mean, that's a really cool movie, like Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the post-credit scene.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, thank you. The post-credit scene sounds really interesting because I think it'll have something to do with Val. I think possibly Taskmaster if he or she survives. Maybe Yelena, and maybe some sort of setup for Hawkeye, because we know Yelena will be in Hawkeye. So it could be really interesting. There's a lot of possibilities with that one.
Okay. Yeah, very good analysis. I'm excited. I want a link of Widow's getting one. I have some things to say to Ash. Okay, so Ashley, you can get on, and Nerdman, I'm sending the link. You can join if you want. I'm still waiting on Widow, but yeah, we can have a Black Widow discussion. So, like I said, I went from not wanting to see this movie at all to just like, being open to it. I think, yeah, I'm gonna see it opening weekend. This movie comes out July 9th. So I'm gonna see it probably July 10th on a Saturday, and then provide a review at that point. Yeah, I know. It's just, I love having fun at the movies, and these reviews are really good. Again, all film is subjective. I might not like it, but the next real movie I want to see in a movie theater is Shang-Chi, and that is all the way in September. So I might as well have some fun with Black Widow now, and then go to the theaters back in September. So we're all going to talk about Black Widow. Let me just answer a comment and bring in Ashley and Nerdman. I might actually go see this movie in the theaters as a way for my wife and I to go on a movie date. Hey, that sounds great. I mean, Black Widow, it's a fun, enjoyable movie. I think there's like a romance plot in it. I'm not entirely sure, but hey, yeah, go on that date. That sounds fun. All right, so we are joined by Ashley the Widow and Nerdman from Hot Take Tuesdays.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys.
Faceless style. Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, I guess quick introduction. Jake has his own YouTube channel, Movie Talk with Jake and Chris. It's in my super channels page. You can check it out. Very underrated.
Thank you.
And then Hot Takes Tuesdays and Ashley. They both have their own YouTube channels, and I love their content. Their content is great. Also in my super channels page, so you can
you can probably hear me, but I can't hear anything. It does this every time.
I hear I hear you. You sound fine.
I can hear you. Yeah, I couldn't hear you guys. It does that every time now in StreamYard. I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, I was just basically just sharing you guys' channel. It better
I like
be
your
Oscar.
comments about my hot takes today, man. Like,
oh man,
I took that personal. You're coming on and we're gonna sort this out.
Said the man, his favorite. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, his favorite scene from Endgame is the credits.
Yeah, Jake, do you hear that? Do you have a response to that?
Your favorite scene is the credits?
Yeah, it was tight, bro. There's that epic bit.
The credits are cool, but they're hardly my favorite scene.
The whole movie is really good.
Man.
Yeah.
That epic bit that was so tight when Nebula comes on and it's and like and you know you're about to leave the cinema. That bit was tight.
Yeah, Jake.
He's trying to cause me to have a heart attack.
Yeah, he's Hot Takes Tuesdays. He has the hottest takes on YouTube. You'd be immensely surprised at what he comes up with, man.
That would be a hilarious hot take. Actually, I should do that.
Yeah, you should do that.
I don't think I could argue it. That's not serious. But.
I jokingly said in the comments of MSK stream, Hot Takes Tuesday's next hot take: Green Lantern is a better movie than Spider-Man 2 and The Dark Knight. I feel like that's something.
Oh no! That's got The Dark Knight in it. It would be Green Lantern is better than Avengers 2012 or something like that. It would be that's what it would be.
Wait a second, guys. I'm gonna be.
Oh, you're muted. Philosophical Pickle. Yeah, I would have loved for you to be here, man. Jake, Philosophical Pickle, awesome YouTuber too. Awesome. Have a whole community here. Yeah, we're talking about Black Widow. It's gonna be interesting. Nerdman said that we jokingly say he's an MCU hater.
He is. It's not a joke.
Yeah, and then in MSK stream, he said, I am like looking forward to Black Widow.
He wasn't. He was just talking. He was just trying to get to like a conversation going about that movie. Because that's when I was driving. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I wish I could like comment right now, but I didn't. Yeah, he was just trying to get something going. Look at that. It's gonna be amazing. Watch.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get your thoughts. Let me get to some of these comments first. It better be Oscar worthy, given how much it was delayed. I don't know about that. Are you talking about like Oscar, like Best Picture,
or there could be a supporting? Somebody could be nominated.
Maybe. Who knows?
Probably not.
We got to see the movie first, and then decide. One of my favorite MCU movies, Infinity War, and one of my favorite DCU movies is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League, easily one of my favorite DC movies. One of my favorite MCU movies. My favorite is Captain America: The First Avenger. I adore that movie. Then it's Thor: Ragnarok. And Shang-Chi, the one that's coming up. I would not be surprised if that makes my top 5 because that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
Can I ask you a question? I know we're getting ready to like move on. So Thor: Ragnarok's your second favorite MCU movie
of all time, yeah.
Would you say that that's a better movie than Shazam?
Oh, that's hard. Wow.
I would say so.
Let me think here. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. You would
Star
agree.
Wars
Most
Galactic.
reasonable
Thanks
adults
so much for coming.
that.
Oh, awesome.
You can hop on if you want.
You guys are talking some mad smack while I was muted, bro.
What? Oh, Nerdman's here. Now he knows exactly how I feel.
That last comment, especially. I still have to mute myself though, but I'm coming back.
All right.
I just wanted to know the answer really quickly. Like we didn't have to, I don't want to. I just wanted to ask him really quickly since he.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay, I gotta think. Let me think. Okay, Thor Ragnarok or Shazam? Shazam is really fun, and Thor Ragnarok. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say Thor Ragnarok.
See, that's a reasonable, sound opinion to have. Thank you.
I mean, I'll never
Yeah.
forget my theater experience going to see Thor Ragnarok. It was between that or Justice League. Thank God I chose.
Oh, you made the right
Ragnarok.
choice.
I made the right choice.
You made the best choice that you could make for yourself.
Yeah, but when I was in that theater just watching it, I was blown away of how different and just how much fun I was having with it. It's so rewatchable. I love Thor Ragnarok. Very excited for Love and Thunder. Seeing if Taika can up the ante there. Star Wars Galactic says hi.
This anymore. I'm not going to allow you MCU fans to be enjoying yourself.
No. If I am not on a stream, your
I would
blasphemy gets to
rather watch
levels
Justice
that
League.
are freaking dangerous. If I'm not there,
I would rather watch Justice League.
Yeah,
I
true.
enjoyed it more.
Oh man.
Than Thor Ragnarok. Okay, I'm just throwing that out.
League.
Don't listen to that.
Let alone
You would rather watch
Let alone
2017. You would rather
You
watch
are
Justice
hurting me.
League, ladies and gentlemen.
You are hurting me, nerd man. Like I said, I feel like you're making these hot takes up. So
Yeah, he
you can
is.
continue to call yourself Hot Takes Tuesdays.
Because I'll say, this movie from Warner Bros., this DC property film is good. I say that.
Shazam?
No, not that movie. I just in general about specific ones. And he last night we figured out. I thought it was, that he
I don't know,
thought
Pickle.
18 of the movies were bad in the MCU. I was off by
18?
one. He thinks he thinks so. He thinks there's 6 good MCU films.
That's
The rest
ridiculous.
are crap.
Yeah, Jake, you can hear he's fed up, bro.
So 17 movies in the MCU are bad, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know.
No, but I actually think Black Widow is going to be good. And let's be honest, all it has to do is be better than Wonder Woman 1984 for people to
And
be
Catwoman.
like,
and
oh,
that
yeah,
it
this
shall
is
be.
great.
I mean, just
Yeah.
based on the acting alone from the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be. It would take work. It would actually take hard work to be worse than Wonder Woman.
I mean,
84.
Jack Schaefer, she did mess up some things in WandaVision. I mean, I still like WandaVision. She's, was the, showrunner for, for WandaVision, and she wrote this. So there might be a few script issues here.
That's one of the main reasons.
But
yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I am actually thinking about going to see Black Widow in theaters opening weekend. Ashley, I think you'd be
I
happy
think
to
you
hear
should do
that.
that. Yeah, I'm still If
but
I
one
can
of the-
find a screener, I'll be watching it before.
Mm.
Can't wait.
I
Yeah, one
still
of the
wish I
main-
could go with Ashley. I really would.
I wish you could
It
go with me
would be
too.
so funny.
I rub your hand and
Oh,
on your
really?
shiny
Wow.
ball head, for good luck. It'd be so much fun.
Oh, there's a funny comment. Just as long as Nat doesn't rape a dude, I'll consider it a masterpiece compared to that poor excuse of an 80s movie. Can't believe how bad that movie was. I watched it 3 times. I gave it a chance 3 times.
Yeah, I only watched it once. I was not going to rewatch it.
I've seen it 6 times.
What?
It was
What?
trash. But listen, I was so you know what I mean? Like long discussions I had with people about Wonder Woman 1984. I thought it every time I watched it, my score went down significantly.
Yeah.
But I was so
I know
fascinated.
exactly what you
It's
mean.
like a car wreck, right? It's like you can't help but to look at it.
To be fair, though, to be fair to it,
There are moments I like.
Look, the problem with it is not so much it is bad, but it's a film made for a completely different era of superhero audience. You know what I mean? That's a movie for the 70s or 80s or something, and she made it now.
Pickle. That's funny.
I said for good luck, Pickle. God.
I don't think you heard that. It was a masterpiece in 1984. All film is subjective. Black Widow is gonna be trash. I was of the mindset
Eddie
of that at the very beginning, but I'm gonna see it.
The only one who goes to more extremes than Nerd Man with his hatred and his, anti-MCU propaganda is Eddie here. So
anti-MCU propaganda. It's truth. It's absolute facts.
They're
And
trying to spread their shit
that's
across the
thing.
nation. It's not.
You
But
still
anyway,
think-
look at this. Look at this image. You see?
let's
Look at
celebrate Black Widow.
look
I'm
at
not gonna-
Natasha Romanoff here. Okay, look at
She looks
that.
awesome.
That poster is amazing. I've seen it, like, 3
Everybody
times.
in this poster except for Taskmaster looks tight. Okay, so I'm not really surprised.
What's your problem with Taskmaster?
He fucking looks like his fucking mask is horrible.
I agree. I would have preferred the traditional style.
I feel like he's just gonna go skiing or some shit. Like he's just got a ski mask on. He's gonna go snowboard, and like his outfit makes it look like, hey, I'm really a snowboarder, so I'm cooler than somebody that skis. But that's what it looks like to me. Like he's just gonna go snowboard.
This
And
guy
that's his
has the
mask.
hottest takes. He has hotter takes than you, nerd man. Look at this.
Yeah.
MCU is never good. DC movies never good. I don't agree with that. A lot of good ones.
Superboy's just having my back there. Thank you, Superboy.
Let's see. We're gonna talk about Black Widow. Let me just get a couple of these comments out of the way. I'd rather watch Ant-Man and the Wasp than Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah.
Ooh,
You know
me
what
too.
annoys me though? What really annoys me is that you can't admit that at least Zack Snyder's Justice League was better than every MCU movie.
It's because it's not.
Wow.
You know it.
You
know for a
smoke
fact it
crack
is.
every day, at least 24 times a day, if you believe that.
You know it. It's not like a belief.
No, there are movies that I
You
believe
know,
that it's better
like,
than
on
in the
every
MCU, but it's not.
cinematically, it
It's
is
not
better
better.
than every
No,
single
I'm not going to
movie
take
that-
that overall. Is it better than Thor: The Dark World? Yeah. Is it better than Ant-Man and Ant-Man? Yeah. Okay.
Don't try and pull all the low ones like, oh, I'll
Is
give
it-
you that.
I'm not
No,
done.
it's
Do I
better than
think it's
Thor
all-
Ragnarok.
No, it's not.
It's better than
Is it almost
Endgame.
on par with
Look,
Infinity
I
War?
will say
Yeah.
there's ones that are
It's almost on par
arguably
with
on the
Infinity
same
War.
level. Arguably on the same level, maybe Infinity War. That's it. That's all you got.
That
And that's
trash
wrong.
looking
I'm a fan of
dark
both.
side.
Yes, I'm a
that
fan of
trash
both.
looking dark side in that movie. He looked like
Dark
trash.
Side was tight, bro. That speech he
was, I
gave
have
was
to say.
He
scarier than
looked
every
trash.
single.
He looked like
Yeah.
trash. I didn't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, the
Thanos-
fact that he was in the
Thanos
movie
turning-
was just
tu-
yeah.
Go on, Ashley. Go on.
Yeah. Dark side
Yeah,
is
not
like, why
this
was he
movie,
really in this movie? Yeah, we'll do this. Hey, you know what? We might need to do this later anyway, because I'm just gonna we'll do it later.
Pickle.
Because
Let's talk
yeah.
about Black Widow. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Let me just
I
get
was
to some
messing
of
around.
these comments real quick, and then we'll talk all about Black Widow. Because what did Gus say? Yeah, he said, "Please no Marvel versus DC movie flame wars in this chat." Believe it or not, I like both. Yes, us people
Same here.
exist.
Yes, I do too. Nerdman
Yeah.
is the only one on this panel that doesn't like both.
I don't. I just like DC.
There it is.
Um,
The DC
oh, this-
fanboy, ladies and gentlemen.
This is interesting. China doesn't allow skulls
Yeah.
in movies, so they couldn't use the classic Taskmaster look.
Yes,
I didn't
very
know
true.
that. I
Very
actually
true.
didn't know that.
That
Yeah,
is
that's
very
awesome.
true. Yeah.
Wow, so I guess we're never getting that comic accurate. Damn.
I mean, you never know now. The MCU and China, their love affair might be coming to an end. Because we already know that Shang-Chi is not going to be playing. Eternals will not be played. So maybe they'll be a little salty and maybe they can't get it back on track. You never know.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I have a comment from. Let's see. Enough with the China pandering.
I get that argument, but also like the movies need to
Money.
make money, and China's where
Yeah,
they make money.
money.
Like, but I get it. It's annoying a lot of times.
I mean,
all
they
about
are.
money.
I mean, they Disney overall caters to China more than other, studios, but they all do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they want
Yeah,
their
that's
films
true.
played, they do it. So it's not, it's just that's just the name of the game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They want to make money. They're in the business of making money. Yes, they make movies and they're fun and we like them. But at the end of the day, it's not
It's a
about,
business.
did you
Yeah.
all like this artwork did you really like this Black Widow movie? Did it give you closure in your heart? They don't care about that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's like, how much money are you did this movie make?
yeah.
You know, it's about, that's what it's about for them.
It's gonna be interesting to see how much this movie makes.
Yeah, I wonder how much it being on Disney Plus will affect, if at all, if it'll affect a lot the box office.
It shows. I know with what was the film? Forgive me. That was released on. There was this dual release, same day release.
Raya,
the most recent one. I can't remember. Nerman, do you remember?
Was it? Are you talking about for Disney?
I think it was. I'm trying to think the most recent one at the moment.
Cruella?
Yes, thank you. People were, doing that $30 purchase, but more people were going to the theater. Were choosing the other side of it than ordering it on Premier Access.
I just got to say that $30 additional fee is ridiculous. I can go outside for a matinee at $9. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
$30 fee. But anyway, I'm going to finish these comments and then we'll talk about Black Widow, what we all came here for. Let's see here. Let's see. What character are you most or least excited to see in Black Widow? For me, I'd say Taskmaster. But from what I've been hearing, Taskmaster is a very underwhelming villain, even though IGN said Taskmaster was inventive. So I don't know what's going on with that. But regardless, I'm interested in seeing who Taskmaster is. Taskmaster is like one of the coolest Marvel villains. He can replicate fight moves of other Avengers and stuff like that. Potential for really cool fight scenes. Jake, who you most and least excited for? Most or least excited for?
I would have said Taskmaster, but my kind of excitement for Taskmaster has gone down as I've seen a lot of people saying that he was kind of lackluster. So I would say now, as much as I'm excited to see Natasha again after her death, I think probably Yelena, because I've heard that she's really good in the movie. And then I don't really have anybody I'm least excited to see. Maybe just that like old guy villain. I don't really care about him. I don't know.
Yeah. I also want to add, with Yelena, the majority of people are saying that she's like the best character in the movie.
Yeah, even overshadowing Natasha apparently.
Because of all the clips that I've seen, like every clip that's released, she's in it, Yelena, and I find her annoying with her stupid, cringy jokes. But I don't know if maybe I go into this movie and I end up loving her character, but from what I've seen in the trailers and the clips, but we will see. Ashley, do you have any character that you're most or least excited to see?
I mean, the character that I'm most excited to see, of course, is Black Widow, and then I've always was kind of weary about Taskmaster just in general.
Yeah.
To me, he was not. I would say he was my least favorite, just because of what I think is going to happen in the movie. My theory about possible this plot lines and the story that we're going to get, which I'll talk about probably next week, the end of next week. I'm gonna break all that down. So that's why I was never like really big on Taskmaster. And then I think another reason why Yelena is becoming, why they're saying that she is, she outshines Scarlet. But I think that's probably also from a narrative story point to make things to make sense later. But we'll see. Black Widow's the character I want to see the most.
Corman says, I can't wait to see how Florence Pugh takes up the mantle, and if this will be a proper send-off for Scarlet. Florence is a great actress. I wonder how,
I guess
Natasha Romanoff.
I don't get asked the question. It's fine. Don't worry.
No, I just want to read this and then we'll get to you. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I did forget about
Nerman,
you.
calm down.
No, it's fine. I was like, all right, it's cool. We're formatting things. No, go on, carry on. What did Corman have?
I will get to you after this comment. It's going to be interesting to see how well of a send-off Black Widow, actual OG Black Widow, gets. And I guess Florence Pugh is going to be the new Black Widow. That's interesting. It's just going to be interesting to see how this all sets up the future of the MCU and stuff like that. But Nerdman, yes.
Oh wait, Superwise. We don't need to ask him. We can go to the next one. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Go ahead. Who are you most or least excited to see?
Look, this is not MCU hate. Before I say this,
God, here
because
we
I know I'm gonna. Someone's gonna.
If
I know you're gonna.
people.
It really isn't. It really isn't. I'm actually really looking forward to see this film, but it's not for any of the characters. I didn't really jibe with Black Widow until Endgame, and then I was like, oh, and then they killed her. So I finally liked this character, and then they killed her. So to me, I'm just like, I don't know if it's a continuation of that kind of character, that would be nice to see. But I'm not like really super excited. What makes me super excited for this film is to see if finally the MCU is starting to do something different with their filmmaking. That's what I want to see. That's what excites me about this, because I've just noticed from trailers and from what they've been doing that it's either going to be bullshit agenda stuff, or it's actually going to move towards films that perhaps are more diverse, and they don't seem so similar in tone and stuff like that. That there's just going to be a little bit more diversity in the kind of films they're making, and I'm hoping that this one is the start of that. And it looks like that to me. It looks like a genuinely fun action thriller that maybe isn't just going to rely on some of the things that the MCU can rely on or tends to rely on. And that's honestly,
Nerdman,
I'm excited for it.
That's a really fair point. Yeah, that's a good point.
So Nerdman, I know you said in Endgame you started to like Natasha, but then she died. Did her death and the way she died, did that make you care for her more as a character? And this new Natasha,
that was the worst part.
That pissed you off?
That was
because
the worst
we knew
part.
the Solo movie was coming.
It wasn't even the Solo movie. It was like, it didn't. We've had this argument before. It didn't make sense. It didn't go by the rules of what they said of how you are supposed to sacrifice yourself. And it seemed like a waste. Like, why build her up in this kind of way and then kill her and then not even give her a send off? Like, Iron Man gets this huge funeral and they don't even talk about her. I thought it was pretty fucking offensive, to be honest.
But she also died when they were still trying to, bring everybody back. Also in Endgame,
she saved the universe.
And that was going to be the last time. Tony Stark wasn't going to have Iron Man 4, so I think that it made sense in that moment why they did not. You see, they didn't honor her.
MCU heart can't even. This is all you roll for.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you,
completely disrespected her.
No,
and
it did
also,
not.
it's like a feminist thing. It's like a total feminist thing. Like, how can you do that? You're going to kill off like an important character like that who practically sacrifices herself for the universe. And then, but Tony dies. Oh, we'll give him a huge funeral.
But you have to think about
not mention Black Widow at all.
The job was not done. The job wasn't done. Lots of people die in the course of
doesn't matter
of fighting and war. Nobody said it didn't.
You
didn't matter.
And the MC. Now I know this is the base bottom of how much you will defend the MCU.
What?
This is it. I didn't think you could go any lower. I really didn't think you could go any lower.
Yeah, we're just listening, bro.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying to you.
Do you hear what she's saying? Her name is Ashley the Widow, and she wasn't even offended by the fact that they didn't give a send off to Black Widow.
Oh, I was offended. I in the moment, I was like, oh, where's her moment? But the more I think about it, it makes sense. They still have not completed the job, right? They are still have not brought everybody back. They haven't fought Thanos. The war is not won. So it's hard to stop and say, you know what? We're going to stop collecting these stones right now. And we're going to have this funeral, which would have made no sense in the context of the film.
Do you know this? You know the camp that they sent Natasha to brainwash her. I think Kevin Feige sent you to a camp when you were younger, like an MCU camp, to brainwash you into like, what are you talking about? There's no way on earth.
I make
Pickle's
sense.
right.
I'm
excited to see this movie, but not because of the actors or the content that's actually in the movie.
I know what Nerdman. I feel like Nerdman is saying. Like, do you also feel that the tone here? I mean, yeah, of course, there's the jokes, but do you feel like the tone
Which I
from what
hate.
you've seen of this movie is different?
No. I thought you were talking to the rest of them. Yeah, I do. I think it seems different.
Right,
And it
Nerdman,
seems a
when
little
you're here,
bit
I'm only
like
talking
Winter
to you.
Soldier.
I'm sorry, guys. It's a joke.
Two
guys.
people. No, it's like Winter Soldier-ish, and I like it. I like it a lot. But Winter Soldier-ish, but different at the same time. Kind of somewhere between Winter Soldier and what's the Mission Impossible movies.
A little bit more heartbreaking, you know?
Yeah.
What we heard in the IGN review is that this movie is kind of like James Bond-esque, which piqued my interest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't even looked at the reviews. That's why I came here, because I wanted to hear.
Yeah, well, we will get to them.
Other than the basic
definitely
things I've heard, because I really don't, you know.
Yeah, we will look at both sides and see what they have to say. Star Wars Galactic says, I initially wasn't interested in Black Widow, but now I really am. Yeah, I was kind of the same.
Yeah.
You know, I intended on skipping this
Me too.
movie just because, you know, Black Widow died. You know, in my mind, I still think that this movie is just set up for Thunderbolts and Yelena. But, you know, I was always open to this movie day one. And, you know, I don't know. I'm going to give it a chance. You know, I think there are good things about it that I'm looking forward to seeing. Taskmaster, hopefully he's not underwhelming like some people are saying. Red Guardian, I think, could be really fun, like this Russian Captain America ripoff. And, you know, David Harbour, of course, Stranger Things. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, it's Phil Pickle, man. He's always trying.
Did you really do that?
When did I say I
that?
don't like Winter Soldier? When did I say that?
I was hearing the type in the chat too.
When did I say that?
The inconsistency, Frank.
I literally didn't do that.
Pickle,
Anyway,
rip him apart. Rip him apart, Pickle.
Just in the comments, rip him apart. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I'm you know, I'm gonna see this opening weekend, July 10th. I am planning to go see this a day after it opens, and you know, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hearing it's good. It's not great, but it's good. And at least with Marvel Studios, you know, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna enjoy it. So, is it gonna be better than Captain Marvel? I hope so. I mean, Captain Marvel is the weakest MCU movie.
This review that I'm reading says Nerdman is absolutely going to love this movie.
No,
He's
it is
gonna
not.
love
That's another myth that you like to perpetuate. Like Captain Marvel is not the worst. It's bad, but it's not the worst.
It's not
the worst in your opinion.
Thor: The Dark World.
I disagree because at least
Thor: The Dark
Chris
World
Hemsworth is charismatic.
No.
I like Chris Hemsworth.
They've got
Iron Man 3.
No, but they've got Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel. They've got Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel. They've got who's that alien guy? Ben Mendelsohn. He's better than
there are good things in Captain Marvel, but overall the film is a mess. But
I think
there
the
are
first
movies
half
that
of
exist
Captain Marvel is. Sorry, go on, continue.
No, I was just gonna say, but there's movies that are absolutely below it in the MCU, and I think that a lot of it, unfortunately, is because a lot of people don't like Brie Larson, so it's like, oh, hers is the worst.
Exactly.
It's not the worst. Is it not? I mean, does she play Captain Marvel? This who Carol Danvers is pretty close to who she is. Yes, she does, guys.
I think that's one of the things.
She's indifferent.
I don't know. I don't know.
She does these things. Like, let's just be frank.
I'll say this though.
Captain Marvel is not that great of a character anyway. Okay.
Yeah. I'll say this: the way she got her powers is the worst of any superhero I've ever seen.
It is bad.
It makes no fucking sense how she got her powers.
Energy core.
Yeah. Overall, the MCU. The MCU, in my opinion, hasn't made one outright bad movie. I just think that Captain Marvel.
I don't say that either.
Of course.
No, I agree with
that. It hasn't made one.
And Ashley. I was talking
You're
to
right
them. I
that
wasn't
it
talking to
hasn't
you.
made one bad movie. That much of your sentence was true. It's not one bad movie they've made. Yeah, that's
They
true.
Yeah, no,
haven't
I
made
agree
a
with
bad-
that. That's right.
I think they
TJ?
made one bad movie. Really, traditionally, in the sense that it's bad to me, it's Thor: The Dark World.
I agree.
No.
Then Ant-Man and the Wasp is just like
it's fun. It's fun,
It's
but it's
fun.
not. It
I don't
doesn't
get
do
it.
anything.
Here's-
like you
here's-
really like all you have
I-
to do is watch the trailers that they release. You don't even see Ant-Man and the Wasp because they give you all the action, they tell you the whole story in all the trailers. So it was like I wish I just watched the trailers. I feel like it was a waste of
I'll
my
give
time.
you this much. I'll give you this much. They haven't made one movie where there isn't some fun in it. Like there's something that is, like you can take
Enjoyable.
away from it that's
Wow.
fun. And it's like
I'm saying positive stuff today.
again, like this is what I said about Wonder Woman 84. It's not just a bad movie, it's a bad movie out of time. They make bad movies that are like for now, like that people can still enjoy now, that have modern sensibilities to them, like in terms of the action or the CGI or whatever is like on point. So in that sense, yeah, they've been consistent, but no, they've made bad movies. Really, like to me, like
I can't agree.
yeah.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
I think it's really
Everyone on this
bad
panel
movie.
disagrees.
I don't think
Captain
there's
Marvel,
nothing in the MCU that
Incredible
comes
Hulk,
close to how
Incredible
trash
Hulk is
Birds
not
of
bad, and I
Prey
defend that movie.
Birds
Thor:
of Prey
Dark World,
is trash. There is not one.
Or
cat-
what is the other one? Love
Yeah.
and Thunder, or whatever the fuck the third
You
one.
mean Ragnarok?
Yeah, same thing.
Ragnarok's amazing.
It is amazing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Second
all right.
favorite MCU
All right,
movie of all
guys.
time.
I can't
Well,
believe you.
Okay, let's move past
You're a
this.
young man. You're a young man. So
You better join me in a few hours, sir, man. I'm gonna hunt you down.
Yes, you have to destroy him. This is awful. Anyway, getting back to Black Widow, we're gonna get to those actual like official reviews, but before we do that, I guess let's go over quick thoughts overall on Black Widow. I don't have much to say. I'm interested in seeing it. My worries are the jokes. I hated the jokes that ruined the intensity of scenes and the clips that I've seen. The cringe. I've never cringed so hard in that one clip when Yelena is like making fun of Natasha's stance. It was one of the worst jokes I've ever seen in a superhero movie. I kid you not. It was awful. But what else am I worried about? I'm just I'm worried that I want this movie to do something new, something different. I don't want another bland, average superhero movie. I want it to be better than Captain Marvel. If it's better than Captain Marvel, then it's a success right there. I'll be surprised if I really end up liking this movie. But with all the good reviews, let's see. I'm gonna see it opening weekend, and
doesn't IGN usually give like really good reviews to?
They did. Jake and I reacted to it.
No, but they gave it a 7 out of 10.
True, they gave it good, which is the common consensus among pretty much everyone. It's good. It's not great though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, the action. I love hand-to-hand combat action. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Looking forward to like Taskmaster versus Black Widow. That could be really cool. The emotional aspects could be interesting. My one thing that I'm like interested in is how in Avengers Endgame when someone asks did Natasha have a family and Chris Evans says no, we were her only family. I feel like that was like a reference to her actually not having a family. The Avengers were her only family, but now in a way this movie is sort of retconning what we thought by saying
kind of like Dom having a brother.
It's sort of it's sort of jarring how, oh no, she had this family, the Avengers was like secondary, I don't, I'm worried about.
That's why when are you guys going to see Black Widow?
Opening day, I think, probably.
If I can get a screener, if I can get a screener.
Oh, all right, because I'm going on the 7th, and I want to discuss it.
You're going on the 7th? Wow.
Yeah, when it opens, opening night.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get it as early as I can.
I'm trying to get a screener right now. I'm working on it.
How do you do that?
Yeah, how do you do that?
You have to search it up. You have to look and see, and then if you got a VPN, it's best because they'll be for like different markets, and you have to like act like you're in that market with your IP. It's like some of that, and then there's one person that might be able to help me get it, and I'm trying to see if I can. But if not, I'm going to the midnight showing Thursday. Or Wednesday, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's July 7th for me.
Yes. You get it earlier than we do.
Yeah.
By 2 days. It's how it always is. You always get the films like 2 days. You always have that 2 day.
I'm spoiling the shit out of it as well, so don't watch.
And if you do that, I will get on a plane. Okay. I will find you. And I will break your neck. Okay, that's what'll happen.
Yeah,
do you promise?
I'm gonna see it the 10th, day after it opens, on the weekend.
It's got 86%.
I've gotten it. Was it? Right, I mean, I've already bought my tickets for. I didn't buy my tickets for the midnight showing yet, but I bought them for Friday and Saturday, and then I still have to because the midnight showing dates at this theater haven't been released yet. The way they do it. So once I get that, then I'll be able to go to that. But it's like they go like, oh, big thing. Here's the showing. Everybody, hurry up, kill your neighbors to get these tickets. I have to like watch the updates on my phone and everything.
So I already, I'm gonna see it. We're going to see what I think. It's going to be very interesting to see if I like this movie. I surprisingly really like it, or if I think it's, just passable, fine. But,
well,
before we actually...
fine, then I'll hurt you.
So we're going to get to that Rotten Tomatoes review. But before, Jake, Ashley, and Nerdman, you could just talk about your overall thoughts on Black Widow. Why are you excited for it? Why are you not excited for it? Jake, you can go first.
I'm just really looking forward to it. I think from what I've heard, it's going to be good but not great. I'm really excited to see the action sequences. I miss seeing these big MCU, as much as like Falcon and Winter Soldier and some of these shows have had some cool action. I miss the gigantic set pieces and just Marvel movies. I'm just really excited to get back in a theater, see it. And I think it's just going to be really enjoyable. And I'm sure it'll have some flaws based on the reviews, but I'm not going to be too critical of it because I'm just really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't expect this to be the best MCU movie of all time, but we'll see. Of course you do, Ashley. There's a bias.
I'm just joking. I don't think it's gonna be the best MCU movie of all time. Am I excited to see it? Do I feel like it's gonna be a good story? Do I feel like it's gonna be an emotional story? Yes. Do I think it's gonna? Yeah, so I think it's going to be really good. I don't know. Like I've always was kind of iffy about Taskmaster. I don't think it'll be great, but I think it'll be good. It's going to be a good film. It's going to be very Winter Soldier-esque, but a little bit more emotional and a little bit more. I feel, you had the personal connection between Bucky and Steve, and then this time around it's the family. It's a full family. What is pain does that cause her as a child, and then being in the Red Room, and then the things that she's done, and how does she sort all that out and get redemption? Yeah.
Good. Nerdman, any overall thoughts?
Yeah. So actually, is Black Widow actually your favorite superhero?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that. I've never asked.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. When did you like her? Like from just Iron Man 2?
No, from reading a comic as a kid. I was an 8-year-old little girl.
Oh, wow. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Overall thoughts. I think I kind of mirror what Jake was saying. Like, it's just going to be nice to get back in cinema, see a big action movie. I don't think I've been to the cinema since the COVID, like since the beer bug thing. Really, to see anything? I think they just opened up in the Czech Republic just recently. Oh no, I did go and see Tenet for like the week that the cinemas were open. I went to see Tenet. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun on the big screen. Will I like it? It's really 50-50.
I think you will.
It's I hope so. I always want comic book movies to be good. So
I feel like if there's one MCU movie that's coming out that has a shot, it's this one for Nerdman.
Yeah, because it's a character that at least at some point really got me into it. Got me into their character, apart from Iron Man and Captain America. So that's good. That's a good sign. Basically.
And also potentially we could see Robert Downey Jr. return, so that could be interesting.
Yeah, but I, from what I've heard, no. But listen, Nerdman, before you get all up in arms and you do backflips and you push the I hate the MCU button.
You don't even know what I was gonna say.
Okay, you go.
Yeah, I did hear actually. Sorry, I did hear. I was listening to Grace Randolph's review, and I heard she said that Iron Man does not actually appear in this. But
really?
I don't know if she's because I think was it Deadline? Somebody reported that, and then she said in her review, she said, I don't know why people are thinking that he's going to pop up because he doesn't show up. But I don't know. That's what she said. I don't know.
Yeah, because see, they made it seem like in the test screenings, like the ones that they did, and like that's why I don't know if I to believe some of that stuff, because I'm curious once we get to these reviews to what is said about, without them giving us spoilers, specific, people in the movie, because they said, this person was annoying, this and that, so I don't know, and that and things like that. So I'm curious, but they did say that he was in the movie, but it was not new footage. So
interesting.
Here's one thing that is bothering me about the film, and I'm sure it will just be like I'll be fine with it. But the fact that Taskmaster sounds like he isn't that great in it, like everyone's saying
is
that.
What they're saying.
Yeah,
everyone is.
I think what I'm thinking is that it's the reveal, and it's the theory in my head that I think might be what they're doing, and I think that might be the issue. I will talk about that next week. I'm not going to say I'm going to do these little and put them out.
What are you going to go on and say? Oh, I was right, and you didn't even say your theory before.
I'm going to say the theory before the movie comes. It's before the movie comes out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. How are you going to bask in the glory of being right about your theory? We'll just say you made it up.
I bask in the glory of them all the time. But what I'm saying is I'm going to release because when I'm right, I'm right. I bask
in the glory of myself all the time.
In my theories that I get right, don't twist it. But I'm going to do one Monday that'll come out. So they'll come out before the movie's release.
But you would have seen the movie.
How will I have seen the movie by Monday?
Oh, okay. You're not. So you're gonna. All right, I get it. I get you now. All right. Cool.
Is tomorrow the 7th or the 9th, Nerdman? If I don't see it, then no. You see what I'm saying?
No, I just want you to state your theory before the film comes out. That's all I'm saying. So that if you're right, you can be like, "Hey, I was right."
Well, a lot of them I've already said, but I'm trying to make content out of it, Nerdman.
All right.
Yeah, let me get to this comment and then we will look at these reviews. It's going to be interesting to see what they say. I haven't been to the theater since I've seen Spider-Man Far From Home. So this is a perfect opportunity to go on a movie date with my wife. Yeah, that's nice. And I believe
that's sweet.
Yeah,
your wife love it. That's so sweet.
Yeah, I believe, right? Spider-Man Far From Home was the last Marvel movie that released in theaters. Like that's the last Marvel movie I saw before all this.
I mean, don't forget the mutants. Don't forget the mutants.
Okay,
we're talking about MCU. We
MCU.
We ignore that.
I know,
we're ignoring that. But yeah, this is gonna be my first our first Marvel movie, since Far From Home. So that's pretty cool.
It's so long ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And also, Jake, on our Discord, you made a good point about how we've been spoiled by these Disney Plus shows. because we've had so much screen time with these characters that maybe when we go to the movies to see a Marvel movie, it will feel more rushed. And I think maybe that's why the villain reveal is maybe a little underwhelming, because it's not fully explored, like John Walker, like you know, Agatha or someone like that. You know, it's not TV show in depth. It's just, you know, movie in depth.
Yeah, I think that's going to be
interesting.
I mean, I think so too, and I've said it earlier. As much as I like WandaVision, as much as I like Falcon and Winter Soldier, and as much as I like Loki, they have not lived up to anything that I expected from these TV shows. And I'm feeling them, and I like them. But
we all have to meet up in, like, I don't know. I'm gonna come over, and we have to meet up somewhere like in the middle. And Jess, Ash, everyone, let's meet up in New York.
No, I want y'all to come to Kentucky. Come to Kentucky and go shooting. Go
shooting.
Yeah, go.
You don't want me shooting anything. Trust me, I'll miss.
You're in an open field shooting cans. If you can't shoot straight, then we're gonna have some issues. But yeah, I'll take y'all to look at the horses. You know?
Oh, nice, cool. Superwise, you're gonna come down.
Sure. Kentucky, you say?
Yeah, y'all know.
So they have Kentucky Fried Chicken over there?
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Like I don't eat like chicken anymore. Yeah, everybody, I'm a vegetarian officially. Been a vegetarian now for 3 weeks. No seafood.
I have to see Phil Pickle though, man. If I'm coming down, like
I'd go to Texas.
I don't know if I'm ever coming back to Texas. Last time I was in Texas, I got trapped and couldn't leave. Okay. Didn't have any water.
Wow.
Where were you?
There was no food in the stores.
Where were you?
I was in Houston.
That's not that bad in Houston. Like,
oh, it was that bad. It was when they got a half a not even an inch of snow, and then the whole state fell apart. I was trapped there. Couldn't leave. It's scary.
When was the last time it snowed in Houston or in Texas?
In February, and before that it was 30 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It must have been
it was like 30 years. Yeah. It was so cold too. Like I thought that I was, we were going to be warm, and I didn't pack clothes. I didn't pack the right type of clothes. Yeah.
Wow, what interesting Kentucky and Texas talk.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's cool. It's totally cool. But I mean, yeah, let's go ahead and look over these reviews in depth. Let's see what they have to say. I have looked at, I have a general, like with that IGN review that we watched, Jake. That's pretty much all I know.
Mm-hmm. I've been looking at everything I could.
Wow. So, yes, Rotten Tomatoes. Again, all film is subjective. But Rotten Tomatoes is one of the most reputable movie critic sites, and right now it is at 86%.
No, it went up from it was 85.
Yeah, 86% with 83 people. 83 people who reviewed it, and I'm sure as we near closer to the release date, there's going to be a lot more people seeing this, and this tomato meter will probably move up or move down. It'll be interesting, but right now 86%. The critics say Black Widow's deeper themes are drowned out in all the action, but it remains a solidly entertaining standalone adventure that's rounded out by a stellar supporting cast. So that's what they have to say as an overall.
Sounds like haters to me. Sounds like haters.
So
I think that was probably written by me.
That was definitely. I mean, why are you not? You need to get your critic shit on. Come on, I'm serious, nerd man. You could probably do it.
So these are all of the. We're gonna look at the negative ones, but let's first look at the positive ones.
Let's look at the negative ones first.
You want to look at the negative ones first?
Yeah, let's see this hate.
All right, I don't think there's more positive than negative, so that's.
But to me, like with certain movies, and I'm not just saying this because I want to see this movie so bad. Like it seems like what happens is you always see as soon as the embargo lifts, It's positive, positive, positive. You hear all the positive things.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. The
It's
early
like
reactions.
Wonder Woman 1984. This movie is amazing.
Yeah,
It
what
has
lies?
heart and
What
depth
lies?
and sadness
Inspirational.
and and inspirational. Yeah, or like
the movie
Birds of
we
Prey.
need right now.
Birds of
Yeah.
Prey, different, fun, sexy, the action, blah 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 blah. These movies
No,
are
but
trash. Let me hear the
They stuck to their guns with Birds of Prey. I don't know what they was.
I
like,
know, but
smoking.
I'm saying, but what I'm talking about, the audience reception is different than the critics. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like we always hear these things from the critics, you know, that like either blast it out from the gate or love it, and then as the audience starts to see this movie and trickles, then we start hearing the negative. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, the critics still love Birds of Prey. But the audience had a different take on it, right?
Do you all hate Birds of Prey?
He is the only one who likes Birds of
Yeah, I
Prey.
really, really liked it. I don't know. Everybody seems to hate it. I don't know why. I really liked it.
I liked 2 scenes in the movie.
0.
I like the fighting scene in the prison, not when she was with the cops, because that didn't make any sense. But when she
None
got
of it
into
makes
the prison,
sense. But it looked pretty. It looked pretty though. The colored
No,
smoke behind her looked nice. All of that, but it's just
2 things I liked in that movie. Ewan McGregor as the villain.
Yes.
They killed him off.
Mm.
Stupid Warner Brothers. Why would you kill off Black Mask? And you know, Harley Quinn herself. You know, I think Margot Robbie is a good fit.
I don't know about that. That's debatable.
I don't know.
Right.
I do the
I agree with you, Ashley.
the part that I liked of her was the only emotional beat. The only thing that I really felt in the movie is when she was like, "Do you know what a Harley Quinn is?" And like, you know, she's drunk and she's talking about how she's basically shit on and was nothing for years, and they don't care who who we are. You know, I believe because that was just Margot Robbie just being able to deliver those lines. And then, you know, in the beginning when we saw Black Mask like cutting somebody's face off, it's like he is fucking pure evil. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe, but then he just became dumb. Like he just hates women and he likes to cut their dresses off, and the shit was dumb after a while. It was just,
I didn't like him.
I wish
I didn't like him either.
I think Margot Robbie was handled best as Harley Quinn in the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Yeah,
And she did
I guess
her accent one time in that movie. In Birds of Prey, she says she can't even get through the opening and the narration when she says wrong. She sounds very Australian when she's talking about, you know, when that animation sequence and stuff's happening. Think about if you ever just go back and look at that. And when she's speaking, she can't even keep her accent right there. And then other points in the movie, but there you can really, really tell. It's just,
well, I'm excited to see what they do with her in the Suicide Squad. What James Gunn, how he handles the character.
Yeah.
Wait, Jake. Why did you enjoy it? Just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
What was it about?
I don't know. I just was having a lot of fun, and I was annoyed at I had been rewatching a lot of DC movies, and I was getting annoyed at the big CGI monster villains. So I loved Ewan McGregor in there. I don't know. I wasn't looking at it too critically. I was just kind of having fun and just enjoying it.
It's cool.
Interesting.
See,
I mean,
all of them
sometimes,
perspective, you know?
sometimes there's
Have you
movies
seen it
like that.
since?
No,
Have
only
you seen
that
it?
one time.
Oh, I've
Okay.
seen it lots of times. I think I like
Maybe
to
it won't
punish
hold up
myself
on rewatch.
with movies that are horrible, because I've seen that one 4 times.
I've seen it twice, and the first time I probably had Jake's opinion, but just a little bit more on the negative side. Like I was like, why is everyone going on like this is like that horrible? But the second time I saw it, I was like, wow, this is. I mean, yeah, because the first time I thought the last action scene was the only thing I really hated about it. Like that whole thing in the funhouse or whatever. The fighting choreography looked fucking monstrous.
It looks horrible. It looks like actors performing, you know, actions like
The
fighting
John Wick
sequences.
director had to step in.
I don't even remember that.
They look stiff. They look wooden. Like it just. I mean, we know that they're actors in a film doing these things, but it just looked like they were like, "Oh, if I do this, hit your mark. I'm gonna hit my mark." It was like it was like boom, but it just felt real stiff. I felt like a lot of it did, but especially that whole part when they're in the fun house. Like, it was a cool concept to fight in this fun house, but the actors couldn't navigate it.
Yeah.
And then they weren't very strong in their performances with it.
Right.
Or
They wanted to do their own.
Yeah.
Own stunts basically, rather than getting stunt women to do it.
Yeah.
And it was a bad mistake.
And it bombed,
And
and,
then-
we're not getting a sequel.
Black
Yeah.
Canary, when she was, even though
Trash, right? I just gotta say, Black Canary was trash. She's such a cool character in the comics and the animated shows, but here she screams once, and it didn't even sound like a scream. It just sounded weird, and then she fainted. It was just the worst portrayal of Black Canary just ever. Awful.
And then Harley Quinn just rides the wave of her scream. I'm just like, what's going on?
Yeah, like, but
Everyone gets knocked out.
So dumb.
Like,
she can just like cover her ears and roller skate through it, guys.
Yeah. Oh,
just like she can like catch up to a car on roller
because
skates
she's
and hold
crazy.
onto a car. Like, oh my gosh, like roller skates can do that.
No, it's because she's crazy, man. That's why she could do all that shit. That's
Well,
why
I'm
she could do
crazy.
all
Can
this
I do that
dumb
shit?
No.
Probably. Knowing you.
You're just like, you're not crazy, Ashley. See,
No.
Yeah, I know.
You're crazy.
I'll take it. I thought that I was gonna say what I thought about Black Canary is when she's fighting the guy that helped. You know, is that when she's the driver? I don't even fucking know, dude. Like, is she the driver when she fights those dudes? Or that's what you know, or is that what makes
let's not annihilate birds. It's had enough.
I'm just saying like that even though some of it looks like you're a little woman, why are you being able to do this? I feel like that was probably some of the best action in the movie. Like that fight was not so bad.
Well, let's hope. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Go on, Jake. Go on.
Well, I was just gonna say how one of the, bringing it back to Black Widow, one of the strengths it seems like is going to be like the action scenes and the fight scenes, and the that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Good way of bringing it back, dude.
Yeah. Oh no,
I want to talk about Black Widow, but y'all want to say,
it back.
did you see how he Nerdman, who if that would have been an MCU movie, he would not have skipped and deferred to somebody else so they could talk about the movie. He would have continued about Black Widow. But yes, back to Black Widow and his reviews.
No, before we go
Thank
to
you
Black
for that.
Widow, I gotta get back to Birds of Prey and just say this one thing, because it's just like one of the main reasons why I didn't like it was because it felt like a Tarantino Deadpool ripoff. I mean, there's a scene straight out of there from Pulp Fiction. I took it as a personal offense because Tarantino is my favorite filmmaker of all time. I hated it.
Oh wow!
Interesting.
He is.
Interesting.
I credit Tarantino. He's the one. Like when I was a child, when I was a kid, all I watched were superhero movies. Then when I was like 13, I watched Kill Bill, totally changed my perspective on movies. I started watching indie pictures and like Tarantino. Yeah, that was all because of Tarantino.
Kill Bill is a good.
What do you think?
Good one. I mean,
This is off topic.
Changed my world, but yeah.
Yeah. This is off topic again, but what do you think of him saying that he's going to be done after this 10th movie?
Oh, it hurts, man. It really hurts.
Do you think he's actually going to keep to that and be done, or do you think he's going to come back?
He said he's going to be done directing, but there have been rumblings that he's going to do a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a spin-off series based on Bounty Law.
Yeah.
That could be fun. He could still write and produce stuff. I don't know. I mean, I think he's probably going to step away for good unless there's something he really wants to do that's going to bring him out of retirement.
Has he announced the 10th
I think
movie?
he's done, but
No,
he's
he
not
is
done.
He said that he's
not announced the 10th movie.
He said that he considered rebooting Reservoir Dogs, which I don't know why he would do that. Like, do something new, you know? Because I really do. That was his first film. I don't know why. I mean, it could be like a cute
Reservoir Dogs
saying,
is my favorite Tarantino movie, definitely.
Pulp Fiction. I mean, it's the obvious one that a lot of people say, but Pulp Fiction is my favorite.
I think it's a toss up. But have you seen the ones that were directed by other people of his, like
Robert
True Romance
Rodriguez? I know he wrote one, something with Dusk in it. I haven't seen it, but I got to.
Dawn till oh my god, that's one of the best ones.
Really?
Well, anyway, yeah.
I've heard
Dusk
good
Till
things.
Dawn is amazing, and
Yeah.
I really like the ones that weren't directed by him, like the Natural Born Killers, fucking
Oh,
incredible,
I gotta get around.
right? And then True Romance is probably my favorite outside of Reservoir Dogs, like, and that's not directed by him, that's Tony Scott, but he wrote the script. Fucking incredible, man. That movie is just so like indie raw, like Tarantino, and like the dialogue is just amazing. But yeah,
The only two directed Tarantino's movies that I don't like is Death Proof. I think that movie's awful. I couldn't believe when I first saw it. Did you guys see Death Proof?
yeah,
It was awful. Awful.
yeah. I saw it.
Did you like it?
It's not awful. It's not awful, but
It's his worst in my opinion.
It's a fall from form.
Yeah, and Jackie Brown, I think it's fine, but it wasn't like a Pulp Fiction or a Kill Bill. It just didn't do anything for me.
It gets better when you rewatch it.
Yeah, I've rewatched it twice. I'm definitely gonna rewatch it more. It's just I need to come around on that one a little more.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's not. It doesn't have the same feeling. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, So Tarantino, I hope that R-rated Star Trek reboot could have been something, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, I can't wait to see his final film. Should be interesting. It should be an interesting send-off. He even said one point in March that he considered Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to actually be his last film, because he didn't want to ruin the 10th one. And honestly, if he said that was his last film, I think it's a good send-off because it's a love letter to Hollywood, the industry that Quentin Tarantino is in. So I wouldn't be pissed if he retired after that movie, but let's hope he gets a 10th. But yeah, that was a good quick discussion.
Yeah.
I love Tarantino. Yeah. So I guess getting back to Black Widow, Ashley wanted to look at these negative reviews.
Yes.
So let's go ahead. I think there are only 12, so let's just go ahead and read them.
Oh, wow. Scott Mendelson. He was totally tearing up the movie on Twitter. It was kind of funny reading his thread. Yeah, he hated, like, even in the early reactions, he was the only one who just like outright absolutely hated everything about it.
Really?
What,
wow.
Hey,
this guy, Scott Mendelson, the Forbes guy. It was kind of
funny. My man Scott. Yeah, go on. Read
who do I need to go find? And where he say it?
He's on
I don't know
Twitter.
if you. Yeah, on his Twitter, he was. I think there was just a thread where he was like, I remember the early reactions. All of them were positive except for his was the one negative.
I'm gonna go
one,
look at his reviews. I'm gonna go see where he.
He's a Snyder guy, man. He loves
oh yeah, you're right.
And no, but the thing is too,
and the DCEU.
People were going back and looking at his other reviews, and apparently he also said that Wonder Woman 1984 was fantastic. So
yeah, that's why I was asking.
His credibility.
No, but dude, to be fair to him, I can understand why people might think that. Like, even though I think it's terrible, I can really understand because it's a cool bag.
Can I ask you a question? Do you understand anybody who like talks about having all these issues with Wonder Woman 1984, and then saying and giving it an A+, like mention like in a 2-hour review for an hour and probably 15-20 minutes, the person's like talking about how it has all these problems, but then says it's an A+. Is that? I mean, that don't sound right. That's
look. Here's the thing about it, right? Like Wonder Woman 84 is that, in spite of everything, that it's clearly a terrible movie. It does have what it's trying to go for. You can see what it's trying to go for, and there's a lot of heart in that. And I wish she had have pulled it off. Yeah, I do wish she had pulled it off. She clearly didn't.
Potential, man.
But it would have been. It would have been a great movie if she had.
How it makes them feel is maybe
exactly
what it is. Fair enough.
Yeah, she was trying to do a Superman 78 movie in the modern day, and like at the same time do like a kind of real message of an aspirational hero, like where she solves the situation by not fighting but convincing the villain. And I really wish she had pulled it off, because most people say you can't make movies like that these days.
People have a problem.
I wanted her to pull it off too. I was so excited for that movie.
people have
that's
a
what I was
problem with
hard on.
Superman Returns because there wasn't this big final battle. Superman didn't punch. He just, sort of levitated a rock from Earth. So I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely I'm open to, that idea that Patty Jenkins had. But would the fandom react positively to that? I don't know, because they had a problem. A lot of people have a problem with Superman Returns and how that final, act is done. Yeah.
I think where she fucked up was like she needed a ton more great action scenes.
Oh yeah.
And just to tighten up some of those plot holes.
Yeah.
If she tightened up the plot holes and put like 3 good, including one good one with Cheetah, then
that should have been
everything she was trying to go for could have worked. Like her convincing Maxwell Lord at the end by speaking to him. If she had a sick battle with Cheetah just before that, that could have been pulled off. Do you know what I mean?
the White House fight scene was
no.
That's my favorite part.
I liked it.
That's my favorite action scene right there.
No, absolutely not. It was terrible. She should have been going through like 20, 30 of those guys, man. Like it was.
But she was becoming weaker because of the witch.
No, she's a fucking warrior. She's like Wonder Woman. She's a warrior. That's the whole point of it.
But that was the whole point, that she had wanted something so desperately that was what she had to give up. She was sacrificing to strengthen her powers.
I get it, and I know we're talking about Wonder Woman 84 rather than Black Widow again, but look, one thing I have to say, like the whole thing of like the superhero losing their powers, right? Like they did it with Superman, they did it with Spider-Man, all of those guys. Wonder Woman should be the best form of that. Like that should be she like the reason I say that is because all of those guys rely almost strictly on their powers. They're not like necessarily well-trained fighters independently of that.
Yeah,
that's what they should have shown. Like, oh, even Wonder Woman losing her powers is still tight. Yeah, one of the guards could have got her eventually, but like it should have been 20, 30 of them. Like her just going through them, and then like somebody gets like a shot on her. And I don't know, man.
You feel like she should have gave up more. She should have had a bigger fight, but still lost in the end. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta say, the one thing I really did like was Gal Gadot herself. I think her performance actually improved when she was letting go of Steve Trevor. I felt that, bro.
I will say
that was her best acting in the whole film. But
yeah, that was my favorite scene in the entire movie, of her letting go.
Yeah, I think that she's improved. I feel like in every movie I see her in as Wonder Woman, because at first I really wasn't impressed by her acting, but I feel like she is improving, even if it's not to the level I would like it to be yet.
Right.
See, I thought it was a regression.
Yeah, me too. I just liked her in the when she was crying, and like as the movie went on, she got better and better. But in the beginning, it was really rough. Like her scene where she was talking to Cheetah in the cafe, or Dr. Minerva in the cafe. Oof.
Yeah,
that was really bad. And to be fair to her, the fucking script didn't help her.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is.
I feel like that the end of Wonder Woman 2017, when she at first, she doesn't when she realizes that moment what Steve said, that is by far Gal's best thing that she's done on screen. That's why to me when I look at like the stuff that she does in Wonder Woman 1984, that moment with Steve, it doesn't compare to what happens in the first one. And I feel like if you're going to kind of try to recreate that and have that moment again, the emotional beats should be stronger. And I just didn't bite. I mean, it was good.
It kind of worked for me. Like, and then her learning how to fly right after that kind of was the only bit that really worked for me. I
don't like how the flight. I don't like how it looked. The first flight looked. So that's why I was kind of like.
You're right.
I mean,
but it was still. Yeah, it was still like it's Wonder Woman flying, so I was just like,
but like her moment does not compare to the moment in Man of Steel. like nowhere. It doesn't look half as cool.
No,
Right.
technically
None of
it
it.
doesn't, but emotionally, I think it does.
I don't even think
Technically.
emotionally it does.
No, to me,
I
emotionally,
think
it
I
did.
could.
I felt for her.
I think it just looks so cheesy that I guess I couldn't get past any of it. Maybe I
You're
need to
right.
look at that again.
No. You're right. You're not wrong. Like I will fully admit that is my Wonder Woman. Like as a person who like really, she's like my second or third favorite superhero. So that really played into it. Like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they're like the Trinity for me. So her flying in a movie that like, you know, after having not flown in like the last two, it was just like that. You needed that emotional investment in the character to get past the cheesiness of the effects, I think. Personally.
Good analysis. I mean, I could
And we did
ramble
it
on
again,
about.
Superwise. Oh my gosh, so sorry. We're still not.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just 1984. I have to repress a lot of that. It hurt me. I couldn't believe how bad it was.
Yeah, I did not like it.
And you know, just last thing, to be fair to Gal Gadot again, I don't even think Meryl Streep could have pulled off that last speech and made it sound fucking good. Because her acting got better and better, and then that speech happened, and it was terrible again.
I agree.
I think so much,
but
so
like,
bad.
yeah, so much of the issues I feel like lie in the script, and a lot of the dialogue she was given was subpar.
That movie dragged too, man. I was only
it was
an hour
so long
in.
too.
Oh my god, I'm never gonna watch that movie again.
And it was
I've
such a
watched it.
simple story about a monkey paw, which is fine. You can make simple, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be but I think combined with the fact that the premise of everything was so simple, was so simple. You know, you ask for a wish, you got to give something back, and then just like I felt like that they were trying to do like these campy things, and then they just didn't work. Along with the acting, I think all of it just made it what the shit show that it is, you know. And
I don't know how her gal's representation should have been fired. I would have like, if I was her husband or whatever, I would be like, you're firing all of them for letting me fucking do that script.
Yeah, and it didn't really feel like she was. I mean, yeah, at times she did, but it felt like it was so Maxwell Lord. Like I felt like it just almost wasn't really her movie at times either. So it just
he was terrible as well. I don't know why everyone was going like he was the saving grace of the movie.
He was the best thing about it, but that's not saying a whole lot.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was good in it, but the character was just so
Not
one-dimensional.
Yeah,
for as much as he tried to give him more layers, it was still just on the page. It just wasn't there, so it fell flat.
And they tried with the sun. There was real potential there, but it just wasn't done well.
Yeah,
Unfortunately. But
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a little bit of my negative 1984 energy out. Man, wow. Here's hoping for Wonder Woman 3 to be good.
Yes.
Well, here's the Black Widow being great, and
yes, that too.
You're not worried about that.
All right, let's hear what Scott Mendelson had to say. Oh, go on, man.
Another thing, apparently, I was just looking at some of his tweets. Scott Mendelson says Incredible Hulk is the worst MCU movie. So, Superwise, you won't like that.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
It is a lie.
So, I don't know if he's someone I trust.
Far off, though, but he really
Nerd Man, be quiet. This is my stream.
Nerd Man, you just need to follow him, ask him to come on your channel, because you all will probably get on.
Yeah, I'll have a whale of a time, bro. What did he say about Zack Snyder's Justice League?
I'll look right now. That's a good question.
I bet he loves it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It, but I also love Marvel. I'm not gonna be
biased.
I like Zack
Snyder. I like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I
loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, he said he claims that it's basically the same movie as the Justice League, and he says it's a redundant first half leads to a rousing finale. Yeah, he didn't like that either. He seems like he doesn't like anything.
Oh, there you go.
Screw that guy.
So he loves Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah,
Wonder Woman 1984 is so brave and inspiring.
I bet he loved Birds of Prey too.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Oh, I bet you he did. Yeah, I know he did for certain.
Anyway, I guess let's just read. We'll get to Scott Mendelson. He's the third one, but let's read the negative reviews. Only like 12 of them. But Here we go. The first one. Great girl power and the family dynamics and dramatic scenes stand out, but the action and thriller bits blend together in into an unmemorable montage. So basically just unmemorable. A facile metaphor against the times, the modern superhero franchise hides real issues behind a mask or blonde hair dye and a green vest.
Dude, that guy should be fired from his job. What is that first sentence? A facile metaphor against times.
Yeah.
Against the times. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
And I feel like he said a lot there.
This is ridiculous, redundant. Are you going to explain that?
Yeah.
That's a big statement. A facile metaphor against the times. All right then, bro.
Okay, here comes Scott Mendelson, our favorite guy.
Fucking hate critics, man. They
4 out of 10.
Again, all film is subjective. You know, we are our own.
I do
critics.
too. I don't like him either.
Yeah, but you can see that's him bringing his own bullshit into the. Will people who like this kind of movie
Nerd Reactor didn't like it. Nerd Reactor didn't like it.
Really?
Well, that's fine, but give your reasons, like why.
No, I'm talking about John. Like we know John. Who John? You know, John didn't like it. Here.
No, I know, but do you not think that critics shouldn't be like this subjective? They should be like, do people who like this type of movie, will they like this film? That's how I think you should review movies, not like from your own personal bullshit like problems that you have.
I try to do both. For me, I try to say what's good about it, what's bad about it, and then separate what I liked about it and then what I didn't. Like what's objective and then what's subjective. I try to separate.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Here comes Scott Mendelson from Forbes. The years too late solo flick for Scarlett Johansson's MCU superhero is both too much of a glorified backdoor pilot for its co-star, so Yelena, which is what I had to worry about, genuine worry, and not up to par with the spy films and espionage thrillers it wishes to emulate. Yeah, I'm sure Mission Impossible is better.
That's a good review. At least I'll give him that. Like that.
I mean, I can't say. I mean,
you can understand.
Yeah, right? That's true.
Whether he's wrong or right, that's genuine statements. You can understand what he's saying and what he specifically is the reasoning behind why he's saying it's bad. Right? Like,
yeah, those are my personal worries. Some of my personal worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Scott Mendelson. Tim Grierson. Black Widow seems like a missed opportunity, an energetic placeholder in the Marvel Cinematic Universe meant to tide audiences over until a bigger, richer adventure comes along. Basically, a placeholder.
That's again, I can get behind what she's saying there. But even though, obviously I don't know the film yet, but I can understand that. Because a lot of Marvel movies I felt like that about. They just seemed like, we just have to create a story in between with no stakes, you don't feel any real tension or anything, because we all know that these characters are surviving till some bigger thing happens later.
Right.
So I get that.
Yeah. John Nugent, Nerd Reactor. Black Widow's story never reaches its full potential, especially with the lackluster villains, aka Taskmaster. Worried about that.
Yeah.
AKA both Taskmasters.
Black Widow simultaneously feels like too much and too little. That's very
yeah.
Justin Chang.
How's that even possible?
It's very vague.
I hate when they do that.
Too little. What?
Yeah.
I hate when they do that.
We need an elaboration, but yeah. Like the young Natasha herself, Black Widow feels as though it's been programmed into submission and scarcely allowed to live and breathe before it's suddenly over.
Oh, you can use words real good. Okay, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I'm worried about. The stakes are non-existent. No matter how many times a bad guy or girl aims a gun at our beloved heroine, we know she has a specific endgame. Yeah.
But I don't think the stakes are about her, unfortunately.
Right.
That's just the circumstances.
About the people that are around her and how she's going to react to specific people that I feel that are not going to make it through the film. It's really this family that she has.
Yeah. Marvel returns to cinemas, and its first film back is a bit lackluster. This feels 10 years too late, not just for the character, but for this type of bland action film.
Ooh.
This is the one that I'm worried about right here.
Its lazy script reduces elements of trauma to empty dialogue and awkward comedy. A disappointing Marvel movie that fails its fans and casting alike. Yeah.
The first
this
part,
is-
because who wrote it, and I heard that she's done these things in WandaVision. They just
So
don't.
we've got past basically the 9 Snyder fans, basically. The rest of the 70 are like. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, Jake Cole, Slant Magazine, boiled down to its essence, this narrative isn't terribly hard to follow, but in execution, the film moves so haphazardly as to be bewildering. 1.5 out of 4 stars.
Oh,
Damn. Butchering that. Slash film, Black Widow falls victim to the big bombast characteristic of the studio. The result is a disappointing solo movie that ends up burying Natasha Romanoff once again. So those are the ends of the.
yeah, she's a critic that I
Really?
trust too. I know she's
Really?
not biased. The slash film lady. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Are you sure?
I
Because
don't
Slash
trust
film
any of
sounds
them.
to me like a Snyder fan.
And she also said she made a comment about Marvel Studios too. So
That's true. I don't know. I don't know.
There's no bias there.
Oh, went down
Yeah.
85.
I
84
don't know.
reviews, 85. Went down 1%. It's going to change within the coming days for sure.
And see,
Yeah,
it
definitely.
just went up 1% when the last time you looked at it, because it was at 85 earlier, then it went up to 86. Now it's back to 85.
All right, Perry Namiroff can go fuck herself. I don't trust her.
I don't trust her
Oh.
at all.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
She's
I
a
don't know.
shill and a half, bro.
I'll read Dan Murals. Let's read
Fucking
his.
shill.
I trust
Let's read
Dan.
his full
I
No,
review.
no,
really
Yeah.
I want to hear Perry's though.
Yeah,
But anyway,
well,
go on.
I
Yeah,
listened
yeah,
to her
yeah.
review. She seems overly positive about everything. Maybe that's just
Yeah.
me.
No. Valid point. But yeah, we'll get to her in a second.
But I trust Dan Murrell. I really,
Yeah,
I
me too.
listen. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
no.
like him. Shout out to Mural. Yeah. He's
One
lit.
I'm not gonna say anything actually. But okay.
Okay, first one. One of the regrets that the MCU may have is that Black Widow didn't come out sooner in the timeline.
Mhm.
Early MCU pitfalls aside, it provides action, character development for Natasha, and spy thriller feel. Yeah, that's this
So
this movie
basically
should have
it's a
come
movie.
after Winter Soldier. A lot of people wanted this to come after Winter Soldier.
It's
She was a
basically a
standout.
movie.
I love that description though. Like it provides action, character, development,
I know.
and a narrative.
Um,
What
Hey,
Dan
it's
had
a
to say.
film.
Dan
Yeah.
the man. Dan the
Dan-
man. He said what?
Dan Murrell said Black Widow does not achieve greatness like so
Okay.
many other Marvel films. It achieves acceptability.
Okay,
So seven
thank you,
out
Dan.
of 10.
Yeah,
Seven
I
out
think
of
it'll
10.
be.
He gave it
from what
average.
I'm,
Actually, you trusted
Right.
him, right?
Yeah,
I still believe in Dan.
yeah,
so
I think it's gonna
Dan
be.
we
I think it's
trust.
gonna be good, but not great, is what I'm getting
I
from
think
all
it'll
this.
be good. I think it's.
I don't
gonna
think
be
it's going to
good.
be the best superhero movie.
I don't
ever
think. I don't
made.
think it's going to be the best superhero movie ever made.
No, definitely not.
No.
But will
Right.
this be something that fans are going to be like hyped to see? And then I think a little,
within-
maybe after all, rewatchability, it might not end up being so great with certain people, especially if they have no really close connection with the character. But I think just based off the fact that people are ready to go back to the theaters, the fact that this is the first MCU property in 2 years in the film, people are gonna like it.
I don't know, because like,
Based off of that.
let's be honest, right? Like about this. This is a female empowerment movie with a female lead, and they're not that. No, they're more likely these critics, like the Hollywood, like that's the kind of side they lean towards. I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's a
that is
bad
true. Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but-
understand that.
I'm talking
but-
about fans.
but
I'm not talking about
For
critics.
them to
about-
give it like this kind of mediocre thing, it does actually have me a little bit worried, because that means it's probably 65% then, or maybe a
Yeah.
little
because
bit.
because that's why Birds of Prey. Everybody loves it because of the
Yeah.
female bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of
But
a
I think
bias.
that this,
I get the feeling that this is going to be good but not great, and that I'll enjoy it. It'll be enjoyable, but I get the feeling too that it's going to be very, very overhated. I guess with a lot of YouTubers for some reason. I feel that. I sense that a little bit.
I don't think it's going to be overhated.
You know what the problem's going to be
Marvel.
is that no, it's that Black Widow just is indestructible. That's what people.
Yes, I've heard that.
That's what certain people, YouTubers, are going to pick up on, and they're just.
I've heard that.
They're going to go with it and like just really hate on the movie. Like, oh, she's like Mary Sue. She can like.
Yeah,
she, they.
But we've seen her power set and how she's a spy and how she was trained. She's never been a Mary Sue.
I have heard that. I have heard that there's. Yeah, I have heard that there's a lot of. You have to suspend your disbelief a lot because there's a lot of things she does that a normal human, even a very athletic, like even someone very well trained, could not do these things and survive. So I have heard there's a lot of suspension of disbelief.
Shout out to John Walker.
Let's be true. Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Let's be honest. Men do that shit all the time, and nobody gets bothered by it.
That's
only when women do it.
Yeah,
it's only when women do it that they get like fucking like really over the top. It's like Jesus Christ.
I don't really have as long as.
Shout out to Sam Wilson. I mean, come on, you know.
I don't have a problem with that as long as it's not completely like insanely ridiculous.
As long as it's not Fast and Furious 9. That's
she's trained from a child to do these things too. You know, so
no, and
she doesn't have super strength, but go ahead. I'm sorry, Nerd Man.
No. I interrupted you. I was just saying, like, also all of the MCU characters. I mean, it's ridiculous. They just like the human ones basically have superhuman powers. It's straight up. They're better than fucking Batman in the MCU. Like the humans.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
They
no,
are.
they're not.
They are. They've got more superhuman.
Yeah, but Batman. I'm sure Batman
movies
existed in the okay. You're talking about older shit. Talking about modern Batman movies,
even
which we didn't really get it.
The shit you guys are doing, man.
He was like 75 years old. Batman. With a nice booty. That's all he was. He was cool.
Did he have a nice booty? Really? I didn't notice that. It's so strange when women tell me something like about like an attractive guy or like whatever, and I'm like, what? Really?
No, that was just because he was thick after, then.
Are you talking about Ben Affleck?
Oh, are you talking about the bath scene?
Huh? No. Like when he's like when in the beginning, like when like he sees all this destruction. And he's walking around and he's like, he don't have his jacket on, but he's got his suit on. And he's like, oh, look at him. And he's like helping people. And he bends over. You can see his butt shots in those. Not in the superhero shit. I'm talking about he's got his button down on. He's got his little vest on. He's got his slacks on. He's got his shoes on. He's looking.
Wow, I didn't notice that shit, bro. Did you guys notice
Check that booties out. Check that booty out.
Wow. What a turn. Black Widow to nudity now. Wow.
I wasn't talking about nudity. He's dressed.
Ben Affleck's tight ass. Okay.
Check it out. Like, just go watch the beginning of BBS and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, I'll definitely rewind it just for that. Yeah, I'll make sure.
Check it out, dog. Anyway, let's continue reading Black Widow reviews. The third 2021 action film where family is an arcing theme, Australian director Kate Shortland's unique blend of goofy humor and exemplary action scenes, both leading to world-defining, impressively femme-charged change.
Yeah,
again. Anyway, go on. What are you going to say?
Thank you. I feel like a lot of us probably are worried about like too much of the goofy humor.
Right. Yes.
I don't have a problem with it as long as they still have those scenes and sequences where there is still that tension. I don't want it taking away from the tension. I'm fine with humor and jokes and stuff, but as long as the action scenes still have that tension and that kind of at least some semblance of that tone from Winter Soldier, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, exactly. But from those clips that we've seen, it's definitely not going to be a Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier has little to no jokes, which is what I love about it. Black Widow, every clip that's been released, you've had those cringy humor, that I don't like. Some people may like it. Especially with Yelena. She's throwing out jokes. I hear she's like the sarcastic, witty type in this film. So
Yeah.
that's not the end of it.
She looks good.
I
though.
really like funny stuff. I honestly just don't find like a lot of MCU humor funny. I think
Yeah, it's hit
better
or
when they.
miss, like with all comedy. I mean,
Yeah. No, well, I mean, like I watched like what's it called? Kick-Ass or something like that, and I thought the
Hilarious.
humor was hilarious in that.
hilarious. Yes.
So I don't know, something about it. I don't know quite know what it is.
Mm.
Maybe it's because they fired Edward Norton and that pissed me off.
Yeah, that's definitely
Could be
something.
that. Could be that.
Next review. While there are humorous moments aplenty between Natasha and Yelena, Alexei, who I believe is Red Guardian, David
Yeah.
Harbour, provides more comedic relief. Rachel Weisz plays the icy Milena to perfection. So that's just character description there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Red Guardian. I mean, Captain America Russian ripoff. That there's a lot of you could play off of that. Like, oh,
I
you're
feel
not
like-
Captain America,
Yeah, I feel like for him, he's going to be the fine line for me between like what's really funny and then what's too much. I feel like for him, they have to get that right balance because I feel like he can easily be hilarious, but then easily go way too far with him. So
Mhm.
they'll have to get that right.
Yeah, a better than decent action flick with a great cast trying to differentiate itself from other Marvel Studios films with an espionage-driven plot eventually succumbing to the same both good and bad Marvel habits. So there are some people who are saying that this is not, this is like stylistically different. It's not your typical MCU movie, which is interesting. I want to see if that's true when I see it.
Yeah, I like that. I like more different stuff, more variety.
Yeah, unique new stuff. This one is simple, but it gets to the point. It's not my favorite Marvel movie, but I definitely enjoyed myself. I mean, that's
It should definitely be a review.
I have never heard these kind of reviews before for an MCU movie.
What do you
honestly,
mean?
like they're always so fucking like not
vague.
just glowing, like
Oh.
kind of like, oh, the best one since, like they've done something new. They've done it again, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that the actual reviews or is that the early reactions?
ridiculous.
I think you're
it's
just, but you're going
over
off
the top,
Infinity
fucking
War.
hyperbolic. Like
You're going off the
No.
later ones mainly.
everything from Winter Soldier to Ant-Man. Ant-Man was, oh, they've done a new genre, like a new genre movie. Like this time they've done it in a heist movie, and it's like, Jesus Christ, calm down, guys. It's still just a basic superhero movie when you watch it. It's like all of them were like that usually. And and especially ones like this, like with like one of the big Avengers characters, or one of the original 5 or 6 or whatever.
Ooh, I like that one up there. Where is it at? Where it talks about Kate Shortland. Somebody's still saying, I don't see why this movie existed. I was curious. I don't know where it went now.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
You can't be
let's.
Yeah, I think
okay.
for me, I'm just
go
going to go in with the right expectations. I'm not really expecting a top tier MCU movie.
Right.
I'm just expecting to enjoy myself and enjoy some giant fun action scenes, awesome action scenes.
Yeah. Agreed. Black Widow gives Nat a legacy that could reach wide into the MCU and might just change it for the better. Interesting. It often reminds viewers that all of this could have been so much more powerful and riveting without the over-the-top tech or superheroes of any kind. Okay.
wow.
Interesting. 6 out of 10. He gave it a 60%. While I'm still not quite sure why the movie needed to exist in theory, I do think that Kate Shortland crafted a really fascinating and entertaining film.
Okay.
Interesting. Fair.
This one-
Although 11 years late, Natasha Romanoff has had a movie that does justice to her status as a legendary spy. Okay. An excellent return to theaters for Marvel, showing that the initial casting of Johansson and the weight put on Shortland's shoulders to deliver a worthy Marvel action movie were both fully warranted. Okay.
Let me ask
I
a
hate
question.
those.
I know you like. Go on. Well, I know. Ashley, obviously, you liked Black Widow in Avengers, but did you guys like looking back? when you were when you first watched the Avengers, did you actually like her?
I did. For some reason, I've always really liked her as a side character, and as I've always really thought she was pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, ever since Iron Man 2, I've liked
she's
her.
always had like great lines. Like even like later in Civil War when he's like, "I don't want to hurt you," so she's like, I wouldn't stress about it. You know, like she just like she'll say things and like
wait, what you mean against Black? You mean against Hawkeye?
Ant-Man
when they're fighting?
Ant-Man, yeah.
Oh, okay, right. I see.
Like, and then like even like the stuff that she does in Winter Soldier, and she basically goes
when she's trying to set Captain America up with a date. The whole fucking movie. It's
that's the beginning of it.
It's really annoying.
Oh my gosh, it's like the beginning of it. It's trying to show that they're getting to know, they're familiar with each other.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, but like that was the worst.
You just wish that somebody would set you up on a date. Is that what it is, Nerdman?
I'm set up on dates all the time. Don't worry about it.
Wow, Nerdman is flexing, bro. He is flexing on my stream.
Don't worry
about it. Anyway, Neil Pond says these superheroes weren't born gods, didn't get powers by being exposed to radiation or finding magical objects. They're just women who were once little girls, now vowing to change things. Now that's a superhero. So basically just going over the character, not really the movie, but, Perry Nemiroff. Let's see what she has to say, because I didn't watch her review. I don't watch anything of hers, really.
I don't watch anybody's reviews.
Yeah. Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow meets the immense challenge of enhancing the past and future of the character while also functioning as a full experience in and of itself. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
it makes sense.
I hate when they do that, though. It's just
no. It was. Yeah, I get it.
I get it, but I don't like it. It's just like so like that fucking critic bullshit that they do.
A satisfying mix of muscle and emotion. If you can get over its imperfections, an abrupt ending, and a weak villain, Black Widow is a fantastic ride about 5 years too late. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
She gave it a 4 out of 5. She gave it a 4 out of 5. That's what I'm saying.
80% fair. Okay.
But she's saying a bunch of stuff. That should be like, in my opinion, if I said that, it would be like a 3 or a 2. I don't understand. I don't understand sometimes the scoring.
Okay, Tim Stevens says, by this point, Johansson feels so comfortable in Romanoff's skin that it lends the film a strangely naturalistic feel. Pugh, on the other hand, seems to be pushing plenty of effort into her work, which adds a nice layer of meta to their scenes together. Okay.
Meta? I don't know. I don't.
Meta, yeah, that's interesting.
I know.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything, right?
Here she comes.
Oh God, Grace Randolph, who is really hit or miss.
I knew it. I knew this.
Guys, do you remember when Wonder Woman 1984 was going to be a Flashpoint film? Do you remember that?
Yeah, and you remember when?
Why do people hate her for this though? Why?
Nobody hates her. She just like, and you
people hate her, bruh.
I don't hate her. I don't hate her.
She's just,
she's hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
I find she's funny. I like her videos, man. Like, even if she's lying, she's pretty entertaining.
No, it's sometimes I watch her videos and she starts off with and it's so annoying.
I like when she does that. Her voice when she does that. I do like that. It's annoying, but it's like endearing.
Like her inflections are really annoying.
The moment then when I was like, I'm completely done with you, Grace, like was already done. But when I was like done is when she like, because she used to not be like that with so many Marvel movies, and then she got like the Zack Snyder shit, and then when she like went in and talked about how and went off about how Vision's handwriting in fucking in episode 8. It didn't make any sense. Why does he write like that? Like all that bullshit. Yeah, she went off and off about his handwriting in the letter that Wanda got, and that wasn't believable. That took her out of it. All like it just was a whole thing. Yeah.
She called Jeff Johns a psychopath. I actually did a video on it. I was so pissed off.
And she says some dumb stuff. Like, I don't get into politics, but some of the stuff she says is just not.
I didn't like what she said about Killmonger either. That Black Panther shit.
I don't know. What did she say about Killmonger?
She was like, well, first she compared Black Panther, not the movie, but to Roots. Okay, which I that part didn't bother me.
Wait, she compared the character to what?
She didn't compare it to Roots. She compared both films to the cultural phenomenon of Roots and of Black Panther. She did that. And then I didn't like how she just talked about Michael B. Jordan's performance. I don't think she really got it. And then Killmonger was not right. Did he have things that he believed that were right, but were his methods absolutely flawed in every way in the film? Yeah. It was just a lot of the stuff that she said about Killmonger. She said so much in that review. I'm surprised, Norman, you don't remember? She said so many things.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I just remember her comparing it to Roots.
In which a lot of people were upset about that, but I can see, but she wasn't. I understood what she meant by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there are times a lot
where of people were offended.
She's more concerned about race than actual good storytelling. Like A Quiet Place Part 2, amazing film. Amazing, one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. And then she complained about how there wasn't a black guy, even though there was Damon Hansu or something like that. And then she complained about Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence getting cast in that movie, and how a black guy didn't get cast. And
in which movie?
I don't remember. It's an upcoming movie, but she's
if it's worried. Like Shaq or something. Yeah, she's probably got a point. It's just it depends which movie.
Yeah, I subscribe and unsubscribe to her all the time because it's really annoying. She cares more about the race than the actual storytelling.
Yeah, for me,
you've got a little relationship going, like a little
love hate. Or not even love, just tolerate hate. There we go. There it is. It's a tolerate hate relationship. But yeah, that's my little rant on Grace Randolph.
I don't even know if I'm sub to her.
Don't.
I think I just look up things just to see what she says, to see if how badly she'll irritate people. But she got to me that one time with the Jeff Johns psychopath thing. I was just you have no evidence of what you're talking about whatsoever.
I know.
None.
Yeah. So anyway, let's actually read her review. Third act is horrible, and Scarlett Johansson deserves better after waiting so long for a solo movie. But Florence Pugh is amazing, and the first 2/3 are interesting enough. So, okay, she just went at that third act. I hear it's too CGI'd out or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting to see in the theaters, the third act. A movie about Black Widow may not make as much sense now as it did a few years ago, but it handles its ingredients well and features a shining performance from Florence Pugh. Everyone is praising her.
I want to know how Black Widow's training, how they trained her as an assassin to fly through the air, miles in the sky from what was it? I want to know what part. What? Sorry, go on. What was that?
What did you say about her flying through the air? I just missed it because
because she's flying through the air, like from a plane or something, shooting at people,
she's falling,
falling or whatever. What part of her assassin training? What day was it? They were like, all right, girl,
skydiving.
What we're gonna do today?
To be fair, we see her falling through the air, so we don't know what happens. I mean, she might just be falling gracefully.
We'll see. I'm curious about that one. That one looks a little fast.
Yeah, if she lands like that, then that's gonna be weird. I don't think this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Charlotte, we will see. Charlotte O'Sullivan says there's an art to delaying the inevitable. By the God of Thunder, director Kate Shortland demonstrates that art in this Marvel spinoff, which basically functions as a wondrous 2-hour-long goodbye. She gave it a 5 out of 5. She said this is perfect.
I
Charlotte,
don't know about that.
I'm on Holly. Charlotte, we're friends now.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I
There's
think Charlotte's right.
4 pages of reviews like this.
She's a
But
top
I think
critic,
Charlotte's
though.
right.
yeah, there's other reviews that I want to look at really quickly.
Oh,
that
there's
are,
another one. 5 out of
Yeah,
5.
that
You
are,
see
they,
that?
they are.
That's why you want. It's why you turned it off. You want to y'all to see all those perfect.
Yeah. I have to go by 3 o'clock, so
Yeah, just
I
let me
guess-
know.
yeah, I'll let you know, and then I guess I'll say goodbye and then
Yeah.
leave. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. This is great. These are the more in-depth reviews. Black Widow reviews praise thrilling action despite a formulaic story. These are, the ones that talk about the story a little more. So, Screen Rant. Black Widow had a lot of boxes to check. Its unique situation meant that it had to offer closure with regards to Natasha's story, especially considering the film marks her final appearance in the MCU. It delivers by exploring Natasha's history and introducing memorable new characters whose journeys are equally interesting. The biggest disappointment is perhaps that it doesn't do enough to focus on Natasha, opting to set up Yelena as her successor. Oh boy. Okay. There is just enough Black Widow, however, to make this a distinct film. That's going to be interesting to see how much is focused on Natasha and how much is focused on Yelena. Because I understand that review now, how that guy said that Yelena, this Black Widow movie is sort of a backdoor pilot for Yelena. Interesting. Okay. Director Kate Shortland balances the drama with perfect action-packed sequences with Gabriel Beristain's cinematography. Black Widow captures the beauty of locations, even as the landscape around them is falling apart, whether it be an avalanche in Serbia or during a fight scene in which pieces of machinery fall down from the sky. Although the consequences in the film are low stakes, as opposed to the other films where the entire world is at risk, Shortland and Beristain kept the intensity high at all times, except for the quiet moments, which are not wasted. Okay. That's interesting. Low stakes. Not everything has to be a world-ending stake. Having smaller stories like that are, great as well. Whether or not this is the end for Scarlett Johansson in the MCU remains to be seen. Never say never when it comes to Disney. If so, it will at least have given Natasha Romanoff a more complete, if too thin, story, and finally puts her in the solo spotlight she always richly deserved. Okay. The plot itself is really quite silly, revolving around some glowy red vials and an army of brainwashed women, headed up by Ray Winstone, whose Russian accent occasionally defects between East and West mid-sentence, like a toxic spin on Charlie's Angels. That's funny. And things do degenerate somewhat into a familiar Marvel climax. Huge object crashes to Earth while superheroes do superhero things in midair, while a few Moonraker nods, the James Bond film, that's funny, sprinkled in for good measure. Someone on this film really likes Roger Moore. I've seen Moonraker. That should be fun. But it does maintain the fun, and there's plenty of creative action along the way. Okay.
Oh, Ashley, I got an email from I'm on like the email list for Inverse, and they're saying Black Widow review. It's the best Marvel movie in years, maybe ever.
Okay, no.
Maybe this writer will be your new friend.
Unsubscribe.
Oh my gosh.
Do not listen.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the best ever.
Yeah.
No way, man. The story for Black Widow is going to be a solid story, but the action is going to be entertaining. Yeah, I'm looking forward probably mostly to the action, hand-to-hand combat stuff. I love that stuff. We'll see how the rest of the film turns out. But I do think there might be, whether it's effective or not, I think there's going to be an emotional aspect of the film with the whole Russian family and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna head out now. Thank you, Superwise, for having me, and nice to meet you, Ashley and Nerdman. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. It was great to have you here. Can't wait to have you more on the future. More.
Do you have a
in
channel?
the future.
I do, yeah.
I'll show it to you real quick.
Okay.
He has an awesome freaking underrated channel.
Thank you.
Every time I see him, I say freaking underrated. So let me just pull it
wow.
up real quick. I mean, he does Loki reviews. He does Bad Batch reviews, which I'm not currently reviewing. But let's see. Movie Talk with Jake and Chris. It's a duo thing, but Jake is like the leader. He's the main guy operating that channel.
All right.
Yeah. So, for people watching on the rewatch, go ahead and subscribe to Movie Talk with Jake and Chris. Awesome channel. Definitely subscribe.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
See you all later, and have a good rest of the stream.
Thank you.
What? You too. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
all
hear
good.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Bye.
We'll definitely
Bye-bye.
subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, he's awesome. But to get to the final reviews, let's look at these comments. Scarlett Johansson is done with Black Widow after this movie for sure, but it's fine. I'm sure she will return again when she starts to miss some of those MCU paychecks. Yeah, Deadline is already reporting that Chris Evans is coming back. So I think Disney has a problem letting go of the past. They need to just focus on the future, but it is what it is. Everyone will be back in Secret Wars. You heard it here first. Who knows? I mean, Secret Wars could be a really cool event. Do y'all think Scarlett Johansson will stay in the MCU? I think she's done after Black Widow, but give it, I don't know, 5-8 years time, maybe she'll be back.
Yeah.
That's what I think, because I mean, Marvel
She
pays
got
well.
a lot more roles during while she was in the MCU, but maybe it's gone to her head.
The rap. I like the rap art website.
Yeah.
Black. Yeah, they're good. Black Widow reminds us of the pleasure that can be offered by an MCU movie that isn't having to do the legwork of setting up the next 5 chapters. Not that you shouldn't sit through the credits for one final button, of course. Comics fans will revel in the introduction of recognizable gizmos and character names, as always, but even non-dabblers can enjoy the film for Johansson's tough-as-nails star quality and the scene-stealing by her overqualified supported players. Okay.
Oh, by the way, Superwise, not to put you on blast, but can you do Hot Takes Tuesdays this week? Like on Thursday? I know.
It depends on Thursday. It depends on the time.
Yeah, you're so rude.
Around this time. Sorry.
6 o'clock? 6 o'clock EST?
Was I being rude? Yeah.
No,
you invited everybody but me. That's what it is.
Not at all.
Oh, no, you can. Yeah, definitely. You can. I'd like you to come. Yeah, that would be
that's how I get an invite, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
I thought you were talking about how rude Nerdman was for interrupting.
Exactly. He doesn't even care. Yeah, but I wanted to ask before I forgot. Yeah, like around this time, something like this.
Yeah, for sure. I could do it. Then.
Okay, fantastic. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the wrap. So slash film. Black Widow is at its best when it's wacky family drama between Natasha, Yelena, Alexei, and Melina with dashes of a spy thriller. But Marvel films can't content themselves with staying small, and Black Widow falls victim to the big bombast characteristic of the studio. The result is a disappointing solo movie that ends up bearing Natasha Romanoff once again.
Oh, that's the same one we read. Yeah.
Yeah, elaborated, but yeah, it seems like a little too CGI'd out. Yeah. Insider, the film is very much a vehicle for the passing of the baton to a younger lead as we head into what Marvel calls Phase 4 of its cinematic universe. Yeah, that I was already expecting that with Yelena. This film serves more as an origin story for Pugh's Yelena instead of a singular deep dive into Nat's history. Interesting. And I think the title...
they're just mad because they're like, it's about her and her story ending, and then someone else's news is it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and I think
some people are making too big of a deal out of it.
Yeah, and since she's gonna
Yeah.
be the new Black Widow, I think the title is sort of clever. Like the movie is not called Natasha Romanoff; it's called Black Widow.
And then we also know that all of these women in the Red Room, that's like a
Superwise,
moniker. They're
that was
all
a big
considered
time.
the Black Widow.
That was big time simping for this movie, bro. It's not called
But
Black
no,
Widow.
but
It's not
then
called
also-
Natasha Romanoff. It's called
listen,
Black
He's
Widow.
right.
Come
I'm
on,
just
bro.
thinking critically.
That's
I'm just
big time.
thinking
You know what
critically.
that
Nerdman,
means.
listen,
Black Widow
but
means they're talking about that's what we came to see.
but it's like a double thing though, because it's also not only that's what they're all referred to in the Red Room as the Black Widow. They're all, it's like a code name, but we only know
having it. Yeah, I just think it's clever. You know, but yeah, I came to see Natasha.
But I say
Romanoff.
it's clever. I don't know, but
yeah, interesting wordplay. I think we could all break it down.
It's like Green Lantern. We'll go to Green Lantern and then watch. I don't know, freaking. Whatever the freaking guy's name is, I've Kilowog or something for the whole movie instead of
Yeah, I get you. I do get you. Superboy, do y'all think the post-credit scenes will be Thunderbolts or the Hawkeye Disney Plus series?
I think one of them is going to be Thaddeus Ross looking emaciated, like we saw in the trailer. Either hunting down either Yelena and finding her, and then then saying, "Hey, why don't you become a Thunderbolt?" And then maybe it will be like, why does he look so sickly? And why does he have a cane? We'll be thinking that next.
I think it could be either two, because Hawkeye, Yelena is allegedly going to be in Hawkeye. Or I think, Val from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, she could show up and recruit Taskmaster or something like that. I don't know if there's going to be two post-credit scenes, one post-credit scene, but we'll
think
see.
There'll be two. I wonder if the one with Hawkeye being like, I miss her, is in there. And then the one that they were hoping, that he would have a moment where, at her gravesite or something,
Yeah, I
maybe
could see that.
Something like that. And then the other one will probably be set up for something to come.
Good theory. Variety, Black Widow, which kicks off Phase 4 of the MCU. Not really, because we got the Disney Plus series, but doesn't feel like the first standalone Black Widow film. It feels like the second Lost in the Wilderness Black Widow film. Interesting, but I'm here to say that's a good thing. Most of us have seen enough superpowers to last a lifetime. Black Widow spins on the powers that come within. Okay, a little bit descriptive there. This is interesting. I saw the word Hulk. Let's see what he says about the Hulk. Somehow, the most teasingly potent relationship revealed here is that Elektra. Is that a typo? Elektra complex. The bond between Black Widow and her
complex. It's
electric or Elektra. Elektra. Yeah, the bond between Black Widow and her preposterous old dad, who is very large, very given to fits of temper and likes smashing things. Does this perhaps give us a Freudian clue to Black Widow's tendress for Dr. Bruce Banner, the alter ego of Hulk? This glimpse into her troubled psyche is worth the price of admission alone. Okay.
I doubt it. I really doubt it. What did that even say? Sorry, I'm just trying to break down that.
I think it said.
I know. It says it's some critical
I understood it until the Hulk bit, which was just
Black Widow has a thing for guys who smash things, I think.
But I thought that the way they explained it in Age of Ultron was cool, that she was interested in him because he had this ability and he could do, and that he could do these things. But the fact that he was always trying to avoid it is why she liked him so much. So now then go back and do this other thing. That's dumb.
No, that's basically what he is saying. That it's an unconscious desire to screw her dad, the electric complex.
Oh man. Hollywood Reporter. If the Avengers movies are broadly about a ragtag family of superheroes finding camaraderie while forging an allegiance against evil, Black Widow is about another kind of alternate family. messed up by deceptions and bitter betrayals before rediscovering trust in an onslaught of explosive situations. Directed by Kate Shortland with propulsive excitement, humor, and pleasingly understated emotional interludes, this standalone provides a stellar vehicle for Scarlett Johansson's Natasha Romanoff, given first-rate support by Florence Pugh, Rachel Weisz, and David Harbour. Okay, that says stuff about the film. In its final moments, Black Widow gives its heroine the humanity she never quite gained in her appearances in prior Marvel films. And it's a shame that this slight but crucial wrinkle to the familiar morality of so many superhero stories ultimately feels more like a twist than a springboard for a new, more morally enlightened era of the MCU. Okay, that's interesting. The problem in the Black Widow context, the stakes are non-existent. We read this one. We already read that one. Basically, no stakes. IndieWire. Eventually, Black Widow sags into the same kind of run, flight, repeat routine we've seen countless times before, and even the obligatory post-credit cliffhanger. So it's a cliffhanger. Interesting. Feels like little more than the shrug of promise that every story in this IP juggernaut is really just a feature-length teaser for the next. At its best, however, Black Widow is a welcome break from the overwrought transmedia machine that dictates Disney's biggest franchise bets and almost invites you to forget what's at stake.
What? Look, honestly, this is what I swear to God, it's not even about like whether it's positive or negative. I just can't fucking stand reviews like this. It makes no sense. Did that make sense?
I'm trying to pick it apart. Some of it made sense. I'm just trying to
I guess. I can't even
like he can't be my affiliate.
Yeah, a lot of
You know what? You know when I noticed this on Rotten Tomatoes as well, specifically was during BVS. Like some of the critiques of that were just such nonsense, dude. And I know the film has problems. I admit it.
It's not a 20%. I'll tell you that right now. It is not a 26%.
Not even the cut up version was 27%. I'm sorry, and neither is Suicide Squad. I know you're gonna. You agree with me on that? Okay.
I don't. I think it's a bad story, but it's a fun time. But it's not 20%. Like I love the stuff with Deadshot. That emotional arc is really good. Yeah. Margot Robbie is fun as Harley Quinn. Jared Leto we don't talk about. But
Captain
there are good
Boomerang.
There are good things about that film, and I think Rotten Tomatoes. They were crooked. They might be crooked now, but they were caught in the act a while ago, and they had to restructure the whole, sort of system. So it's been proven that they've put personal biases and this, that, and the other. So even Rotten Tomatoes, you shouldn't trust. Trust yourself. Go see the movie. And, because I really like BBS. It ain't no 20% to me. No. So that's just my thought on that.
Actually, it's been like silent this whole time.
Have I been silent the whole time? I've been talking.
No, when we were just talking about that.
Oh.
Like it's 27. No, because 27% is like Catwoman. That's like Catwoman.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not that bad,
I don't believe it. That's what I'm saying. It's just like people are stupid. I'm ready for everybody to see it and be like, "This is tight," and that's what's gonna happen. I know it.
BVS. Do you agree with this?
Thank you.
Nerdman?
Thank you. I'd give it 73%. 73. Well, same thing, same ballpark. Yeah, I agree with him.
I give it an 80 on the dot. That's just me, though.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's just how much Superman annoys me. Like,
yeah, I get that.
In that movie. That's it.
Yeah, definitely divisive.
And then Batman killing. Batman killing and Superman being a fucking piece of shit. Like that.
How about you like BVS?
I do like BVS, but
it's weird because you say you like BVS and all I hear are these complaints. besides
It's hard for me to get past it because they're my favorite they're two of my favorite heroes, and he like fucked both of them in one movie. But at the same time, the film, just if I take my fanboy mentality out of it, and like I'm not like judging it on the basis of, oh, that's not my Batman, that's not my Superman, and I just take it as a film, it's an entertaining movie. You know, the action's good, the score, the visuals are fantastic.
that movie doesn't get enough
it's a
credit.
solid movie. The only bad things are the miscasting of
Jesse
Eisenberg, and then Batman and Superman. And Batman and Superman piss me off more than the miscasting of Eisenberg.
Understandable.
So that's where I take the points off.
Yeah, that's fair.
Amazing.
Amazing. So, final two reviews. Let's see. In fashioning a side adventure that's really a formal goodbye to one of the franchise's original principles, Black Widow ties a neat bow on that motivation, offering redemption that feels half-earned at best. But what more could you expect of a film that makes deprogramming look as easy as aromatherapy, solved with a MacGuffin that's basically change of heart in perfume form? Will we ever see the real Black Widow? Wow.
What the fuck?
That's
I'm sorry, Superwise.
it started a little optimistic. Black Widow ties a neat bow, and then it said half earned. When will we see the next Black Widow? And wow. Sounded a little optimistic, and then just wow. The movie's vibe isn't like your average MCU entry at all, really. I like that. What it reminded me of are the many James Bond films where 007 goes rogue and cohorts around world cities seeking his revenge de jour. Johansson, who actually watches Moonraker in one scene, oh really, that's so funny, has Bond's same confidence and swagger, if not his retro libido, which is so often missing from these wisecracking Marvel actors who look like they got lost on the way to a Judd Apatow set. That's funny.
That's good. That's a good one.
So basically what he was saying, so Black Widow is definitely inspired.
It's very different, and it's not like hyper comedy kind of stuff. They're taking it a bit more seriously, it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like it's definitely inspired by Roger Moore's Moonraker, which, you know, and just 007 in general, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, what do you think about this? I think Man of Steel is better than BVS.
I don't want to lose you a viewer.
What? No, I agree with that. I know you don't like Man of Steel. I adore Man of Steel. I think it's so super underrated. Yeah, 90% at least. I agree.
No, it's not. It's super overrated. But look, I'll say this.
What?
It's way overrated. But I'll say this.
Wow.
It's kind of a similar thing with BVS, where I'm like, it annoys. Superman's my favorite hero. If you don't know Superman like I do, if you haven't read like Superman like I have, then you're gonna like that movie. So I think on balance, people who like superhero movies but aren't necessarily like big into Superman will like that movie. So it's kind of hard for me to just be like, oh, it's just crap, right? Like, because just a lot of my problems with it are personal, and it's not. I think it's fair to say like you can't like just make Superman into like an asshole and Park Bennett into a fucking asshole. I think that's a fair criticism, but you know, a lot more people can look past that than me. You know, so.
Yeah, fair criticism. You know, but you know, wrapping up on Black Widow, this is a great stream breaking down all of the reactions, all of these reviews. I know, you know, generally what to expect. I can't wait to see it on my own, you know, gather my own opinions. But I guess overall, well, I can't even say overall because it's kind of mixed. Like some people, like IGN called Taskmaster an inventive villain. Or maybe they were referring to another villain, a hidden villain.
I think they mean that he's inventive in terms of his fighting style.
because I
And
heard
then-
like the action's good with him.
Yeah, and then some people think it's too much CGI. Some people think it's bland. Some think it has great action scenes. I think the one thing that everyone is agreeing on is that Yelena is like she outshines Natasha, which in all the scenes I've seen of her, I've hated the character. I just I really need to see this movie just for her to see if I can get on board. But apparently, yeah, she is this great character in this movie, and I mean, I guess that's cool because she's going to be the new Black Widow. So having the majority of your audience love this character, that's a good thing,
What is Florence Pugh in? Like, what is she famous for? Because like everyone's like really bigging her up, and I'm kind of like, have I even seen her in a film before?
Have you? I think she was in Midsummer. Did you see that one?
No, I haven't, and I want to watch that.
I think she's in Midsummer.
Anything else that I would know of, big movies?
The Commuter with Liam Neeson.
I think I have seen that, but I don't remember her. Anyway, I'll check it out.
Fighting with My Family, that wrestling movie with The Rock. Little Women. The
was Florence Pugh? Did Florence Pugh play what's her name? The main wrestler in the Rock movie?
No, I don't think she did.
Okay.
I don't think she was the main one. I'm looking at the No, that wait, actually, was it her? No, wait, whoa. I haven't seen that movie in
what's
a while.
What's that girl's name? It's like some British female wrestler. I can't remember her name though.
Dallas Strawberry.
Yeah, Tracy or something. I don't know what her name is. Somebody.
I think you might be right about her being the lead, which I think she was the lead. I mean, that kind of flew over my head, but yeah.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow! I didn't. Yeah, I'm looking at all the pictures. Yeah, that's her. Just black hair. But yeah, apparently everyone's loving her in this movie. Some people say it's a good send off. Some people just say it's set up for future MCU projects. It's, it's. I wouldn't say it's 50-50. I think the majority of people like it, enjoy it, but there are some people that are like, meh, But definitely reading these reviews have made me want to see the movie even more because I want to decide for myself. What do I think? I'm gonna see it, make up my own mind. It looks fun enough. Is it going to be one of the better MCU movies? We'll see. Do you guys have any final thoughts on Black Widow before we wrap this up?
I'm excited. I thought one of y'all was gonna go first.
I'm excited.
I'm sorry.
What time is it where you're at?
It's 6:21.
Same.
They say I'm excited
in the
to see this
morning.
movie. No, in the PM.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All
excited
right.
to
Of
see
course.
this movie. I think that the audience is going to overall enjoy it. I'm not really surprised by the things I've heard about Taskmaster because that was a little bit of my concerns. But I think it's going to be a good movie. The action is going to be great. I think it's going to be a very heartfelt movie. I think even though the jokes will be there, I still think the tone of this movie is still going to be quite serious in nature. And I can't wait to see it. And Nerdman can't wait to see it. And Superwise is going to go see it. So
I am going to go see it. I wouldn't say I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited to go to the theater to experience this. I love the theater experience. And seeing Marvel movies on the big screen is going to be a fun ride. Will it be a good movie? We will see.
Yeah, it must be so nice for you to just be an MCU and DC fan.
It is really nice.
You don't. It's like really sunny where you're at. Like I want to be where you're at, man.
I like both. You just can't get past it.
You don't like both. You're a liar. You don't even like Shazam. Like you don't like Shazam. That means you've got a DC bias.
No. I don't like movies like that. No, I don't like things that I find cheesy and corny. To me, that's what. No,
then you shouldn't like most of the MCU. Then
they're not cheesy and corny.
They are cheesy and corny. Thor Ragnarok is one of the most cheesy, corny movies I've ever seen. Like,
True.
honestly,
But I love
that
the
is
cheese.
true. Even if you like it, like, you can't try and tell me that isn't cheesy and corny.
Grantimus says it should have been released in like 2016.
It's not.
Yeah, a lot of people after the Winter Soldier in 2014 were like, give Black Widow her own movie. But I think like Ike Perlmutter was in charge or something like that, and he didn't make this movie happen. And that's why we didn't get a Black Widow movie earlier. but now we have it, and you know, I think mostly it's positive. You know, the Rotten Tomato. You know, who cares about Rotten Tomatoes, right? All film is subjective. It was just nice to look at these reviews and gauge what people liked, what people didn't like, and I'm gonna experience it for myself, and I'll do a review of the movie. Hopefully we can get the same panel, maybe do a spoiler discussion and talk about what we liked, what we didn't like.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Post credit scene breakdown.
I will try and watch it on the 7th. I'll try and watch it as early as possible.
I'm doing a big things, but yes, I would love to come join you guys too.
Yeah,
me and Nerdman is going to come on and renounce his MCU hatred that day and talk about everything that he loved about the movie. And
Nerdman, I can't wait to see your response.
For 20 minutes. No one's going to interrupt him.
I don't agree. Like, I think, like, I'm looking forward to my response as well.
Yeah.
Even if I
I
hope I can hold it in. I really do. I just want to make.
I don't know it will be. I really don't. Like, because I've got medium, expectations for it. So I doubt I'll be disappointed. So it can only go up. I mean, I don't have low expectations for it, to be fair, but like, it's realistic expectations for it. So I think I'm going in for it just to be fun and, exciting. So it would have to do something pretty, like, have loads of plot holes or something, some shit like that for me to be like, to get like in your shit about it, basically.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be really surprised if I like thoroughly like enjoy it. Like if it becomes maybe top 10 MCU films for me. It it has the potential to be good, but the trailers did not win me over at all. The marketing, just nothing. The only stuff that interested me, was Taskmaster. But just overall,
I like the trailers, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought
I don't like the little goofy beats that they would put in there at times, but like it was only one or two of them that I found really cringy. Like the moment when they're in the car and she was like, "My plan was to drive away," and she's like, "That's a shitty plan." To me, that seems like you ever have like a frantic moment with like a sibling or somebody you're really close to, and you're kind of like sparring back and forth a little bit, but it was funny because it felt. That moment doesn't bother me. It's the moment when they're like, "Natasha, don't slouch." Those little moments I think are cringy. But the moment that they're going back and forth in the car, or even like when she was like, "You know what?" She's like, "I told that, about how, you built, her story, this fake story." And then she's like, "That's not my story." I thought that was cute. The way those moments are funny, but they're not cringy funny. And I hope we get a lot of those like sister familiar moments where they're connected, and there might have some funny moments, but it's nothing that's like overly cringy throughout the movie.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to cringe. I hope the jokes land. It's just some of them, like in the clips, they have not won me over. They're very cringy to me. Like that stance when Yelena is making fun of Natasha's stance. That I kid you not, one of the worst superhero jokes I've ever heard in a superhero movie ever. It hurt me. It hurt me physically. It hurt me mentally. Hopefully, because what I love about WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that they're not your typical too jokey MCU things. Like WandaVision especially maintained a serious, tone. It maintained the tension. That's what I love about it. Falcon and the Winter Soldier had. What are you talking about?
That like WandaVision had a serious tone.
I'm saying it had a consistent tone that was more serious It had a consistent tone that was more serious than the typical jokes that we're gonna see in this movie. These cringy, like the stupid Shang-Chi joke at the end with Aquafina. That's what I mean.
Okay.
It didn't have any stupid stuff like that in WandaVision, which is
No,
why
because
I
I was
really
like, the whole
appreciate.
thing is like a sitcom.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
so
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
kind of like, how can you say it wasn't up? But I get what you mean, though. All right.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate about WandaVision. That's what I'm hoping to see in Shang-Chi, a consistent tone. Black Widow, hopefully it's not overly jokey. But, you know, I'm hoping for the best. You know, I'm excited to go to the theater and see this. And I think it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a good movie. We shall find out. But
It's about to be lit.
I know you're going to love it. You're going to walk out of that theater. Guys, I just saw Black Widow, and it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Wait till I'm on the way to the theater.
I know you're gonna gas it up so much that I'm gonna
be
have
like,
to just. You're gonna force me to just be like, you know.
I'm gonna have. I'm saying like,
to just have hot takes about
it. You know, what's the game that we need to play here? A mystery date. I'm ready to go on the show. You know, here 3 men ask me questions behind a wall, and then pick the dude and go on the date because it's how tight it's about to be. Okay.
You know what it is, right? Like that's gonna get me if people start saying it's better than Wonder Woman. Then you know, like I'm gonna.
What if it is better? What if it is better than Wonder Woman?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be.
I'm telling you, if everybody thinks it's better than Wonder Woman 2017, regardless of how he feels about the movie, he's coming in with swinging. Like it's gonna be like he's gonna be like training. He's like probably already training right now, just in case as a backup plan. Because I'm telling you, like people come out and say this movie is better than Wonder Woman 2017. Y'all, we all about to die. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, no, exactly. But you know the funny thing is, I was asking Mama's Geeky like about like whether it was better than Wonder Woman 2017, and she just refused to answer me. I think she just doesn't like Flame Wars and stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't. What did you watch her stream?
Yeah. I was watching it when she did her review. And I was like, oh, come on, tell me, is it better than Wonder Woman 2017? She just wouldn't answer it.
Yeah, what if it is? That's going to be a sad day for Nerdman.
I know, man.
He sounds so sad. I know. But yes, spread this hashtag and put it on Nerdman's channel. Just like, I haven't seen it yet, but it's going to be better. Yeah.
I was gonna say that to Grantimus Prime official, I don't know that Zack Snyder's the best thing that happened to the DC, bro. I think one of his movies, Zack Snyder's Justice League, is fucking fantastic, but he had years to do that.
I am I really like Snyder's vision for the DC universe, but it's all divisive. I'm just tired of the debate, the Marvel DC, like Zack, these it's just like these, oh my god, the Snyder fanboys look like they make us normal Snyder fans look terrible. Like the Snyder fanboys, the extremists, the cultists, they're saying, oh, we're boycotting Aquaman 2 and the Batman because it's not Snyder. I'm like, really, get over yourself. And then there are these Marvel fanboys that just refuse to see Zack Snyder because it's not like their formulaic. I don't want to say formulaic now because Marvel is doing new stuff, but I'm just saying that they're so accustomed to Marvel, they don't want to give anything a chance, something darker, something more complex,
DC's fucked because it's attacked on all sides, right? Like, so it's attacked by MCU fans, it's attacked by Snyder fans, right? Like anything that isn't Snyder, like that's kind of met with, suspicion by Snyder fans. Then it's attacked by Batman fans, like anything that isn't Batman, they don't want to they're just like, it's all Batman, Batman's the coolest, all the rest of them suck. So it's like it's attacked on all fucking sides, man. Like it really needs to be like top notch for everyone to get on board with a film like that isn't, So it's just it's a weird position like that like DC has put itself in. I wish we could just get together and just be like, hey, yeah, Shazam's good, Zack Snyder's Justice League is good, I think everyone's on board with the Joker. So I don't
Joaquin
think Snyder's
Phoenix?
the best. Yeah, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. I
Yeah.
don't think Snyder's the best thing to happen to DC at all. I think they have some really good players. They had Patty Jenkins. If they mismanaged her, clearly.
Tim Burton, Richard
they-
Donner. Like Snyder is not the only great thing, in my opinion. You had,
Yeah.
Richard Donner, Tim Burton.
Yeah. But I'm talking about
all-
now. But yeah, obviously, yeah.
James
Nolan,
Wan. I don't know if you like the Aquaman movie, but that thing grossed $1
Well,
billion.
I don't like it. I don't like it, but yeah, exactly. It grossed $1 billion, and I can see why people like enjoy aspects of it, like the CGI, the underwater
Spectacular.
world that he created. Perhaps probably the best CG I've seen in a superhero movie outside like Endgame and Infinity War, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really well done, man.
It was, yeah, super beautiful, and like aesthetically beautiful as well. So like, to me, it's just like we should support all the great directors, but also, have a unified message of like, fucking DC, get your shit together. Like, support
Yeah, that
these
should
movies.
be that should
Yeah.
definitely be the universal message. DC, get your shit together.
Yeah, because it's a mess right now.
Hashtag
It is a
it.
mess.
Let's make that hashtag.
Yeah.
And then maybe
Yeah,
we can
no,
be executive producers. And we can be all up in the videos.
If we did that, Nerdman would make like 40 Wonder Woman sequels. So I don't know about that.
What's wrong with
I have a
having?
message for Henry
What's wrong
Cavill.
with 40 Wonder Woman sequels?
Yeah, I'd be up for that. I'd be banging.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a great way to wrap it up. We looked at all this
Yeah.
Black Widow stuff, hyping the movie up. I'm excited to see it at the theater, seeing how it turns out. And yeah, it was a very fun stream reading all the reviews. It was great to have Jake here. He has lots of great commentary.
It was
lots
great
of
to have Jake here. I don't
Yeah.
know about Nerdman. But
Yeah, I like Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's lots of great opinions. Let's see. Let's stop sharing this screen. So that was a great way to wrap it up. Go subscribe first to Hot Takes Tuesdays. He does lots of live streams, superheroes, movies, stuff like that. You can interact with him there. Great channel. And then you can go to Ashley the Widow's channel. Also great content. Beware of her channel because she's going to be covering Black Widow like crazy. Oh my God, it's great.
Greatest
It's
in the history of
amazing.
the world.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was your headline. That was your description of the movie.
Amazingly, amazingly, amazing.
Amazingly amazing. That's great. And of course, subscribe to me, Superwise. Love doing these live streams. Gonna be fun to see Black Widow. And yeah, that's a great way to wrap it up. So remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay Superwise.